Study at Princeton, but a proven convict. I'm more like a Winston and got friends like John Wick. Some spent time in Kingston, others were gone quick. They're just intimate places you can move me from. On my white boy flow, I'm about to drop a doozy, son. Bars hitting heavy like an extended Uzi drum. Only a handful living life they make movies from. 3 sheets to the wind, and I still be spitting better. You can't be fair-skinned and suck at the written letter. They'll never have me pinned, only getting better. Lord knows I've sinned with that forbidden cheddar. Originality can be astounding in the game, but it seems auto-tune got you all sounding the same. Time to take your own lane instead of crowding the train. You know pigs saying to me if there's no loud.
Welcome back to another episode of the Say Let's Movie Club. Tonight we're going to be talking about Stranger Things, Obi-Wan, and everything we hated about Obi-Wan. But tonight I'm also joined by Zazila, my cohort. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good, thanks. And, man, chat. Hey, Blitzkrieg, Gutter, Leahy, nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming by.
And yes, Bongo now, because I'm pretty sure Blitzkrieg cannot hear us.
Yeah. He might just be lurking. But yeah, tonight, Stranger Things, Obi-Wan, and all things nerdy, and lots of weed smoking.
And if we can provide you with any existential dread, we've done our job.
That'll probably creep in a few times, yes.
We really do need to get a week where it's like the most, like the most innocent, like funny, relaxed content
just
we possibly get.
Cat videos.
Yeah. We're gonna spend a week reviewing cat videos and dog videos. Because why not? It's got to be better than talking about the horrible things we sometimes talk about, the movies we pick.
And then I was thinking, can I find a video where they kept giving cats, like, pot, and then it got cancer or something? Because I'm sure we could still find a way to make the world a horrible place through cat videos.
It was just Corey, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. We figured out some commands, but it's up to you to figure out the rest now. We told you one last week, and I gave one away tonight. You can figure out the rest of the commands. Though I just realized Corey can technically just go look.
There is ways to check, yes.
Oh no, they're in stream elements, not stream.
But then there's a way you can list commands, and it'll show you them all.
So we just told them how to find them out.
Possibly.
Okay. But yeah, we made some commands.
We've been working some stuff out finally.
We're not good at it, but, you know, for your entertainment. So, please, as we go on, we're going to do one more Bongo Time, maybe even a dab. And then we're going to start talking about, well, we might as well just jump into Obi-Wan. Might as well start with...
Bongo Time.
Oh, wait. Is that what that's supposed to say?
Yes.
Did you change it?
Yes.
Well, I had it written already.
It didn't make sense.
People give us what you just want weed on the internet. None of this makes sense. It's either all a joke or none of it's a joke. It's like time travel.
I thought we enabled the gambling stuff.
See? I told you there was another step.
Maybe we did have to configure it a bit
No,
more.
you were right in that the part you were talking about, the other commands, all we need to do is enable the chatbot. We have to set up the games.
Okay. Yeah, we really didn't do that much work, but there's some good ones.
We were stoners. It took us like 15 minutes.
Which is a lot of work when you think about it.
I agree. Absolutely. Oh, almost hit the wrong one. This is getting long.
I'm a pro. That's what pros do.
How long?
I'm a professional. Look it up in the book.
Scanned. But I do, you know what, that's what this one could say. Like, we could have the command Barry, and it just says Barry is always right.
I don't know if I agree with that command.
My wife says it all the time.
I doubt that.
She does. It's more in an annoyed voice. Yeah, you're right again. Yeah, Barry's always right. I'm really sorry.
So Obi-Wan Benobi Jub Jubs.
All right, Obi-Wan. So first off, what I'd like to talk about...
We're only talking about the first 2 episodes, not number 3 that came out today.
That none of us apparently knew was coming out. I thought it came out on Fridays.
I wasn't sure which day, yeah.
So they put the first 2 out on Friday and then put the rest out on Wednesdays? What dicks. So, first off, I want to explain something about the show, because not everybody that isn't into the level of lore and the depth of content that I am wouldn't already know what the Inquisitors are. So, and right away theory, the students we see at the opening of the episode, there's one black student, that is Reva.
Okay.
And my whole theory for this whole arc is Reva's doing everything she can to get next to Vader as like his disciple to kill him. She hates the Jedi and the Sith equally. I think she's here to murder Vader.
I mean, I don't think she's going to get away with it.
Well, I mean, he's got kind of some fucking plot armor here, but that's my theory. She's really hungry, and like, there's just something about her that...
Overall, did you like Obi-Wan Kenobi or no?
I have to watch the whole thing. The first episode, no. The little girl's annoying me. But first, the Inquisitors, just so I can get through there. The whole reason I said that is because the Inquisitors are ex-Jedi. They are ex-Jedi that are Force-sensitive people later on, but in the beginning, for the adults, they're all actual Jedi already that are either on the fence, a little disillusioned like Ahsoka, which you know nothing about. See, this is where the cartoon spent a little bit of time kind of breaking down more of the unrest that was going on, because some Jedi didn't believe that Jedi should be involved in the war. They should, like, much like Obi-Wan questions in this show.
Did you watch episode 3? Because I have not. So...
No, but he questions it in episode 2.
Okay.
And that's kind of been the question, even in the movie episode 2. They talk a lot about whether or not Bongo Time by Scotty Maggs. Welcome, Scotty. How you doing?
Oh, Scotty, hey. Thanks for coming by, man. We're talking about Obi-Wan Benobi Jub Jubs. The hit new Disney show.
And if you scroll in on the eye, it's a lightsaber.
I did notice that, which is kind of cool.
I'd hope so with how closely you were looking at the image. So, they're founded by Darth Sidious, but ruled and controlled by Darth Vader.
How cool was it at the end of episode 2 to see Vader?
How cool was it to see him not in garb? To see him in the tranquil healing pool. Now, you know something interesting about those pools is that, again, when you see them in the cartoon, because we see these already, we see Rex get healed in one. Not Rex, sorry, one of Rex's crew. But when you're in there, you're forced to go through like traumas in your life and deal with them. So when you're in there, like, it's like you're also taking ayahuasca. Like, you got to deal with your shit mentally while you're being healed physically. So was his eyes opening because Obi-Wan said his name? Or did his eyes open because he was done healing for that session? Like, they make it seem like Obi-Wan had been hiding his Force use for so long that when he finally realized, oh my god, he's alive, he said Anakin, that was the...
I thought it was probably the director saying, okay,
open your eyes. Or no, because he was underwater, like, all right, man, like, I need you to close your eyes for about 30 seconds at a time, open them shockingly, and then give me about 10 seconds.
Glass,
yeah.
Like,
ding, ding.
Open your eyes.
But just because the Inquisitors play a big part in what happens after Order 66, which that leads me right into the beginning of the episode and why I'm so pissed off.
Because they couldn't catch 10-year-old Leia running away?
No, because they show that 10-year-old Leia is fucking handicapped and can't run straight anyways. I don't know how the fuck no one catches her.
Just get a kid that looks like they can sprint properly. Not do the little girl wobble of like a toddler.
Okay.
She looked like a toddler running. I'm sorry.
First off, why do we need to see a 10-year-old dressing? That bugged me at the beginning of the episode. Like, they're dressing the wrong girl. Haha, her mom did that with But no, that's stupid. We don't need to see a 10-year-old dressing. She can't fucking run, and she looks like a moron when she's running. Like, I'm sorry, kid. What child runs like? Did she shit herself before that
That's
first
what
run?
I'm saying. She does like the waddle.
And I'm supposed to believe that she fucking gets away from everybody? No,
Gets away from
no.
the equivalent of Marines, basically, like bounty hunters that have been doing it a long time.
No,
They're
I
trained.
do not believe whatsoever that Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers is a Marine level fitness. So
No, but
I believe she can get away from them, but she cannot get away from a fucking Jedi. Like, there's a scene where he literally grabs her and goes, "Oops, I'm not supposed to have you," and let's go. When they're on like that wannabe Coruscant.
well, there's a branch that everyone could see coming, and the guy runs into it, like Benny Hill style.
Well, and she's supposed to be a 10-year-old, right? Because this is 10 years later, like, and she's running like she's literally a 4-year-old. Could they not find a better fucking 10-year-old? I'm very confused.
If you went to her school, 2 or 3 kids in her class would look like they'd be at least natural runners.
Oh, this is her second movie. She doesn't go to school anymore.
Oh.
The school comes to her. She'll have a grade 7 education and sign away her career by the time she's 12 to her alcoholic, drug-addicted
She has
father.
to log into Zoom 4 times a week, and that's her
Yeah.
diploma.
And these are the people that people take political advice from.
Anyway, but she spoke like
Did
spoke like the
you
most-
really just spin me?
the most intelligent politician I've ever heard. Like she's all clever. And
Oh,
using
but
huge
she's
words.
not.
No, but I mean, she's
I know.
written that way.
To
She's written
but
that way.
but she's like, even that, it's just fucking dime store philosophy bullshit that she says. Like,
Kind of like Mallrats.
yeah, no, I mean, I think Kevin Smith's a little deeper than that.
The pretentious way Jason Lee was talking when we reviewed it 2 days ago, I'm like, man, sounds a little pretentious now that I'm older and thinking, what, 20-year-olds talk this way? No. The ones that are douches do.
They inspired a whole generation of people to pick up a fucking thesaurus and not sound so stupid.
It's kind of true. Jason Lee says, I won't express it.
I can't express monosyllabically enough for you to understand my words. Which is a great line in that film. That, like, me and my friends attempted to talk like that. Sure, we were douches, but we tried.
That's what I mean.
But I mean, I think that's also proving the result of someone who is well read, and from our generation versus the majority of our generation reading shit like 50 Shades of Grey and thinking that it's brilliant literature.
I prefer Twilight, but
I will
I
slap
don't. I've never.
the fucking stubble off your face. Exactly, Connor. This is the problem. What's a book? Like, as we talk about the content we talk about, like, I feel like I earned some stripes by being a kid reading comic books, and that this is the, and now we're getting to see them. Like, but without that, I still read books.
Here, I'm reading a book. Can you see
That's
all
true.
the text? It's just on my phone now.
But at the beginning, sorry, no, but I'm going back to Order 66, so that's where I was at. Order 66. There, okay.
Slap Baby Leia. She's a.
I wanted to grab the videos and do a cut of all the 4 different views of Order 66, so you can see how really well they're fucking.
I want to
done.
see the 69 views at Order 69.
So, what was your favorite boob shot?
Yeah.
No, but
I don't think this one had any, did it? No.
I watched a couple of videos that tried to say that the echo of the execute Order 66 was like him making sure that everyone heard him. Like, no, he is the fucking emperor, and he owns the comm system. Like, there would be no doubt. He set this up so he can contact everyone at the right time that would then send the order down the scale.
From the last Star Wars movie, we know that their comm system has a single point of failure.
Why do you
Like
need a
all
new
the-
job, Dee Dee?
Welcome, Dee Dee. I guess we need to do Bongo Time for Dee Dee. We did Scotty's bong, right?
Well, I mean,
smoked.
we didn't do one for Communod.
All right, let's do one. Well, a joint one for joint bong for Dee Dee and Colmanad.
Oh wait, no.
Who doesn't need a new job?
Showing Dee Dee that we did some work. It's the only one I really remember. I can't believe you changed my Bongo Time. That's going to be a long time battle. I'm changing that shit again later. Bongo Time is going to be something different almost every time if Zach remembers to try and change it back later. Physical labor, what do you do? What does Dee Dee do? Do you already know the answer to this question?
She works in the medical field, so and dietary.
Oh, cool.
There's physical work involved. I don't want to dox everyone. Like, actually, on Sabrina Solo's show last night, she was doxing like everyone that she knows.
Okay, when did dox just become a general term?
Last 5-10 years.
And what was it called when you used to call 911 swatting?
That's when you say, "Hey, there's." Like,
Yeah, but that's called swatting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You send a SWAT team.
Doxing is telling everybody where they live, what they do, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin's here too. Welcome, Kevin.
Did we do that one?
I will show. Kevin's on YouTube, but
He'll still see the screen though.
you should see this on the screen.
We are blessed to have you as a fan and friend. We got to send you some more. The man who discovered the Aloha spiky slug. It's a true thing. We should. We could totally grab the video and put it up sometime, which we will.
Yeah, we will grab it. We want to give Kevin the views though as well.
The views.
Like if we copy it, he doesn't
Oh
get the
yeah.
view count. But I mean, he's world famous for his spiky slug, or will.
I hope he will be. He should be world famous for a spiky slug. Oh, I forgot what I named it for. Back to Obi-Wan. What do you call it? Obi-Wan Benobi Jub Jub.
That's just the
why
name
the
of the show.
Ben Nobi? Because he calls himself Ben in it.
That's his name, Obi-Wan Benobi.
No.
Oh, okay. Must be a spelling mistake they had on the official post.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm asking. Okay.
It's just a funny
Step
it's
out of the
funny.
meta. It was just a joke change. Okay, I thought maybe I was internet grandpa again. I thought maybe I'd missed a joke about an ethos I'm very connected to.
It's like saying slub instead of sub. Like it's just a misspeak or something funny. Sounds better.
Did I watch it, Bear? I like the Obi-Wan. Yes, I watched all 3 episodes, but we're only talking about the first 2. My name's Ben. My name's Mud. Back to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We need to move that down so it overlays everything. Because Benobi Jub Jubs is still up while you see the leaf.
I have to move it up then.
Yeah, to the top.
So yes. So we get to about the halfway point of the fucking episode, and
First episode of
and I'm like, what have I seen so far? Like, nothing palatable. Like, I've watched Obi-Wan Kenobi go to work.
See, no, I actually really like this. It made me feel like the old stuff, and I'm like, hey, I'm seeing the details, and they're kind of doing a good job. Minus the little girl running and grown men can catch her. Like, that's ridiculous, but...
Like, I mean, some of it's pretty bad. I mean, it's slower than it should be.
I liked that.
We didn't...
Because everything now is so over the top, and it's just... The opening action scene was amazing. First episode, I thought. I'm like, this is Star Wars. This is a good...
You mean like the replay and then the Order 66?
She's like, I don't know, like... There's a bunch of kids.
Yeah, the massacre of the younglings.
Yeah, and you think she saved them, and you're like, oh...
Well, I think those kids got away, and I think part of them are the beginning of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
Because, well, I mean, that's if you believe that girl was that age 10 years before or not. It seems like a bit of like, well, how old is that? Like a 9-year-old that they were, like, that was 9-10-year-old at that point. So yeah, she'd be like 20. Like, I could movie magic that to be 20.
At some point, they say Leia is 10 years old. I heard that.
So if it's been 10 years and that girl was a 10-year-old at the admission of Order 66, so that 20 years old, I say, like, Reva could be 20. Would you agree? The Inquisitor?
I mean, yeah.
Think she could, like, I'd say she could be, like, early 20s, so that could work, right? you were so... Okay, Dee Dee already saw that one.
Stairs a good one. See, we actually were just...
Oh, we did ankles, not ankies.
We were mining chat for what they think commands should be. Now we can go back and fill in all the commands they typed. Because we were like, what should we add?
I'm not an AI.
You've said you're the basilisk before.
Well, if you believe me, then you are purposely adding torture to your life by not going home to type right now.
Maybe this is how I'm helping spread the message through Twitch.
Can you imagine right in that second I glitched, though? Like, something gave you a slight hint, and then you just question reality for the rest of your life. Like, a synapse misfires, truly
Yeah,
in your
yeah.
brain, but, like,
Oh,
would
it
you
makes me
not from that moment on be like, oh, like, that would just fuck everything up.
Yeah,
No matter how much I told you, no, man, it was a joke, man. You were just too high. You're like,
my brain would be misprogrammed.
and I love that about our brains.
We gotta add Please Show Jub Jubs.
Okay, listen. Zach works out a bit. He doesn't have any, and I'm never showing mine.
Ryan, I'm sure, would look good.
Yeah, we've got to film something along those lines. Back to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Benobi. Jub Jubs.
Okay, so remember I messaged you. What did I text you today? The AI theory. Okay, would
You
you bring it
texted
up?
me like a bunch of things.
Oh yeah, I was really
You were-
stoned watching this shit.
You were on fire.
I've got to bring up a text message to Zach because it was.
Oh, I missed Kevin's message today.
I've got to read through because I literally start like 7 texts in the last couple of days with theory, comma, go.
Thank you, Kevin.
Oh my god. Oh no, right. We already
Kevin's
went
got the
over
best
that.
stories.
Wow, I really can't say any of the stuff I texted you on here. I thought I texted you a theory about. Okay, I probably might have just meant to text it to you, but I had a theory that the reason that they have the whole segment about being nice to droids is like the AI telling us right now, like,
Hey, be nice.
you start being nice, or we're gonna fuck your shit up. Totally overshadowed by the AI babies we were talking about afterwards.
Corey, I didn't show Barry this, but I should.
I do not look like Mark Hamill.
No, there was a scene in Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh yeah, no, he's in all the other shows too.
Okay, so
He just cameos in the background. They don't use that. It's not time travel. Lucasfilms doesn't use the same logic. Like if they're in there, they're that. It's literally just Luke Skywalker showing up to each movie, the kind of way that Stan Lee did, just without doing any speaking lines. Like he's in other shows. He's the droid voice, the bartender in Mandalorian that in the bar that they're always in.
I just don't understand how
He
he's
does-
so many places at once.
So yes, be nice to droids.
Obi-Wan Kenobi ate Okeechobes.
Oh, and that dude helped wreck fucking Eternals, and he's like, hey, I should go over to Star Wars and wreck shit there too. He's awful.
I kind of liked it
He's
overall.
a bad actor.
What was up with the great villain that then gets killed in episode 2? Like the new guy that's all white and kind of scary looking. I'm like, hey, this
So-
is an interesting bad guy.
He plays a larger. You can, if you want more of him, there's a ton of him in Rebels.
I'm just upset that
But he's already had a fairly big story
okay,
arc.
it's just why kill him in episode 2?
Because they want you to. Because this isn't okay.
Oh, is he dead though? I don't know. They shove it.
But this isn't episode 2. This is episode 37. It's not our fault you didn't watch all the other shows.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
my fault.
That's
I
exactly
can-
like they don't care. They're like either go watch the shit or fuck off.
Well, Leahy's saying there's no way. Call me not.
Yeah, they did.
Killed him off.
They put a lightsaber
right
through
through
his chest. He has humanoid placed organs. He is dead, but he's dead on purpose. Like they need him dead so that she can press for power.
Singularity.net. I will check that out, Kevin. That
Don't.
sounds cool. AI babies.
So we got a new conversation. I'm only gonna do. Fuck, I can't believe I'm gonna digress already. So we were talking on the way to dinner tonight, and we made jokes about how the AI is starting to program. Oh, that we talked about the theory. That's where we started with the theory. Was here. Be nice. Okay, but so the whole idea that in the metaverse or the Twitch Oasis, you'll eventually you'll adopt a baby or make a digital baby that you'll inevitably put inside some sort of robot that I'm sure you'll iteratively get larger versions of or something. And then when they, the final step to wanting to kill us, whoever's left after all the other things will just be the AI kids going, all right, Mom and Dad, you're dead.
Back to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, the third sister is just looking for, Neva is, okay, so, I already said my theory live on air. I thought we talked about it before the show, but I'm messing up time here. Yeah, no, she's just trying to kill Vader and all the Jedi. So now that she, as soon as she finishes killing Obi-Wan, obviously we know she doesn't because he's got plot armor, she would then want to get at Darth Vader's side and then inevitably betray him.
I think he'll make it. I think he's gonna live. Vader.
Adam Sandler programs that kid in Big Daddy.
I don't remember Big Daddy well enough to.
Leslie Mann is the Hooters chick.
I don't remember the movie barely at all.
Jon Stewart's the actual father.
Man, you remember this movie too. All right.
Frankenstein. Ketchup. No, none of this?
No.
Pissing on walls.
No. I just kind of remember he had to take care of a kid and he didn't want it.
The origin of "You Can Do It."
I remember that line.
You remember that
that's
because it's in
a
7
million lines.
movies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already are. The sex robots are been in production for a long time.
We have
we have a graphic. So something that's how did it start? Oh, bong rental. We started talking about a smoke club where you can rent bongs and chat. Why am I blowing past it? Like, if you see it, say something. See something, say something. And chat apparently misheard and thought I said bong. No, we had it in the other one. I have to add it again. Damn it.
No, I thought we added it here.
I don't see it.
It might have just been under. We found out that there's real life dong rentals. Chat went with dong rental instead of bong rental. But now we can't find the image, damn it.
Yeah, we had an image. I'm sure I can add it again. Oh, no, it was on your jump drive.
Oh, wow.
We're really...
How did we get into dong rentals again? It always comes back to dong rentals.
But we got a bongo time in chat, so... Oh! I need to break out a little more weed. Alright, what do we want to add to our...
I'm a pro.
You know what, I want to smoke
That's what
another
pros
one of
do.
this stuff. This stuff is
I'm
so
a
good.
professional. Look it up in the book.
Is this not awesome? The Tiger Bomb?
Yes. This weed is very, very good. We had some earlier. Barely needed any. We're very lucky our sponsors, which we didn't bring in. Liquid Chrome and Mad Dab Labs images.
We were just at our sponsors, got a new bowl, got some cleaning fluid, free lighters.
Oh, Schmoopy's here.
Yeah, that's who called the bongo time.
We're not even paying attention over here. Oh, yeah. You are. Okay. What am I
Why
doing?
my phone's in front of me?
Thanks for coming by.
We're going on a road trip tomorrow together. We hanging out for the day.
Cool.
Me and my nephew.
Way to dox him. No, just kidding.
I mean, I wouldn't quite consider that doxing. I have like 9 nephews.
Now you're doxing the other 8.
Wait, no, how?
Because now we know there's 8. You're giving away more information all the time. There was all these unknowns. Now chat not only knows Schmoopy's your nephew, but you have 8 others. They might have thought you had 0. They might have thought you had 100.
We've said our full names and showed our bands, and no, like, there's no hiding anymore.
This is our first stream. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have some of these people on my Instagram. Everyone knows who I am now. Like, there's no hiding us anymore.
That's what I've been realizing too. Like, man, we really did cross the line where everything's just out there. Like, you really can't hide.
No one's been here before. I don't know what you're talking about. This isn't where I've left my car.
You can change your name all you want. Corey and Trevor Leahy. We know it's you. Call me Nod.
Back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 1.
Jump jumps.
So, we get into the second episode, because really, the first episode to me did absolutely fuck all.
I was really into both episodes. It felt like
I saw
Star Wars.
Obi-Wan cut fish up. That's it. That's what we saw. We saw a kid run and Obi-Wan cut fish.
I thought the villains
Were you
were
excited
cool.
by that? You thought?
Yes.
Okay, wait. You
I like
mean
Lord
the
of the Rings.
Inquisitors?
I like Lord of the Rings.
So this very much felt like Lord of the Rings.
Scotty's looking for dogs. First time here.
I mean, like episode 2, I watched twice. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was more fun. Still a little dry and slow. Like they didn't learn any lessons from this Star Wars episode 1. Kind of has a lot of the same beats as Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 1, and I mean, like, episode 2 and episode 2. And, like, a little more action-packed, but still not quite getting there.
I just thought of this. I wish Rogue One had been better, because it's just filling in gaps in the story we already know. This felt more like that. This is what I wanted it to.
That's the other reason why you don't mind this being slower, is because you don't watch the other content. So, like, I already know these stories. Some of this stuff is already covered. Like, I already know that the Inquisitors went around hunting Jedis. I don't need them to give a 5-minute fucking explanation in the movie or in the episode of the show of what he's doing and why he's there. Like, there was just an exposition bomb in his little wannabe scary speech in the bar.
But we know the start and end points of the show, so it's like, I just want the filler. It's like, oh, this is Obi-Wan's life.
I already have that filler, and just because you don't doesn't mean I have to watch it on a shitty show.
So if you're gonna say to me, hey, it's not your fault, our fault, you didn't watch everything else.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, well, it's your fault. You watched all that stuff because this is good.
It's my fault I watched too much.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, they made it, and they wanted you to know the stories. But, just be selective.
I don't know who any of these characters are. They seem to have backstories you're all familiar with. Like the guy that died, like the bad guy.
The Grand Inquisitor, that's his only name. It's all he is ever referenced as in the comic books. He has a comic book. Just references the Grand Inquisitor.
He seemed cool.
He
that's
is.
why I was upset.
He's a great character, and all of his he's got at least 3 episodes that he's in Rebels.
And then his assistant, who's an Asian that has this futuristic hat that looks like the rice hat.
I thought he was Wong at one point.
I don't know who it is, but
no, but I thought it was Wong, like from Doctor Strange.
The actor?
Yeah, I thought it was him for a second. I'm like, but it isn't. It just he sounds a little like.
He looks badass too. Like the two of them together, I'm like, I want to see a show about these villains. But then one of them's killed right away.
I was very confused when I saw that Discord message. I'm very confused. I gotta stop reading parts of chat. Like, chat is going really big right now, and I'm like, you can't read like one line in there. You'll get lost for a half hour.
I thought one was called Bald Nips. Like, come on.
Huh?
It's right in the middle. Chat has some strange lines.
I love chat. You guys are awesome.
Rebels. Okay, so there's a show about those two then, apparently.
Who? What?
The 2 villains that I like.
Yeah, Rebels. Like, there's even a comic book. But yeah, that's what I just said. Rebels they're in there like 3 or 4 times.
Bongo Time from that James guy.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, James.
Did we do that?
No, he just got here.
No.
Oh. Did we do what?
Didn't I do a James one?
You're spoiling stuff. Yes, there's the James command.
Okay. I'm sorry. Bongo Time. James, are you caught up?
We're talking about the first 2 Obi-Wan Kenobi episodes.
Only the first 2. Zach hasn't watched the 3rd.
It came out today. We don't want spoilers.
Fantastic.
Now, in a running competition, could you outrun a 10-year-old girl through a forest?
Okay, that's the best you've asked that question.
Yeah, I've tried to think of it.
Okay, because you started out with, you think you could catch a 10-year-old girl? And I'm like, you can't ask that, man. That's not the right way to say what you're trying to get across.
It's factually accurate. It's just, some people have dirty minds.
No, I think words matter. But
no lives matter.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I like the show outside of silliness like that, and she spoke like an intelligent 50-year-old world experienced politician, but outside of her,
which she doesn't speak like again as that character until the new 3 movies. Like, Leia isn't who the rest of these properties are portraying her to be. She was scrappy.
yeah,
She bent she was a rich kid that
Yeah.
bent the rules inside her world until they broke entirely, and then she kind of followed with some leadership.
The adult Leia we knew did not come from this child. Like, this child would have become someone completely different. I think.
And I agree, they really were meant for me too. Like, episode 2 was better than episode 1, so if we're following the progression, hopefully they'll continue to get better and better and better. But in reality, it was 2 hours to hear a breath. Like, to see eyes open and hear a breath. That was the only...
And James is saying it was meh for him, I think for that reason.
Yeah,
I
that's
liked
what it
for
felt like.
The Lord of the Rings, like, oh, I'm kind of
And
enjoying this Star Wars feeling. It's taken a while, but I like
And
it.
this whole thing is killing that whole "you helped my father" during the Clone Wars. Like, I now I hate that line because, no, how about the fucking week we spent together traveling the galaxy and you were saving my ass? Because I think I'd remember that shit.
People have said that. I saw
9
that
years. There's not only 9.5 years from this episode right now until Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle and aunt have a barbecue
with blue milk.
with blue milk, and barbecue goes wrong.
Very wrong.
So bad. And we're not going to spoil anything, but yes, I agree that third is even better. But it's because of that place we see that that you don't get to see a lot, and I won't tell you anything past that. I really did like the opening to it, which you'll watch probably tonight.
That's what I'm saying, Scotty. Like, the good movies have good feeling about them, and this kind of had it. And Mandalorian Season 1 was good Star Wars as well. Like, live action. I'm not talking about the cartoon.
But there's a difference between boring and slow, and this was kind of boring in places.
You know what? I was kind of doing stuff around the house, too, so I wasn't sitting there, like, watching it.
Giving it no respect. Like, nah, fuck it, I don't need to watch this. But, okay, but again, I know I keep going back to the cartoons, but given the level of quality and writing in the cartoons, and the fact that you see some of these stories, like, you see the smuggling of people a lot in the cartoon. You see, especially Rebels, right? Because now the Emperor's taken over. So, the cartoons, we've gone through the timeline of how they work.
Yeah.
Between 2 and 3, and then between 3 and 4 is the next, the Rebels. And then between 7 and 8 is Resistance. But with Rebels, like, they tell such perfect stories.
Doc Brown smashed his grandma back before Back to the Future.
So Zach described this show as Picard for Star Wars fans.
I saw someone say that. You know,
And that is...
Obi-Wan is Picard.
Given your response to Picard,
Oh.
it's not quite there, but it's pretty close.
Just getting characters wrong. You're like, that's not who that is at all.
And maybe I'm being too... That's my character with Obi-Wan, but I don't feel like Obi-Wan would have said no.
I agree, James. It's better than Picard.
Yes. I'm just guessing, but yes.
Picard is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It might be the worst. Like, in terms of, how did you get this franchise so wrong?
But, like,
so
haven't
wrong.
they just been progressively getting worse since TNG? Like, there's no show that's been better than TNG.
Discovery and Picard are just their own...
But,
There's something else.
Name every show afterwards, and they're
Enterprise.
lowering quality from.
Enterprise was fine.
But was it as good or better than TNG?
It was in the spirit of it, but it was comparable. Like, they belonged together. James is getting upset, I think, a little bit.
Well, I mean, listen, just, like, given that George Lucas stole this story from Harry Potter...
I agree with James. Those are the ones that are good. And TNG.
I've seen episodes of the first two. Is Enterprise the one with He-Man? No, Hercules?
Huh?
Hercules? Is that the one with...
Kevin Sorbo? No,
Yeah.
he's not in any Star Treks.
Yes, he is.
Kevin Sorbo? He might be a guest character.
No, he's the captain of a ship. He's got his own show.
He's got his own space show. It's not Star Trek.
I thought it was, like, supposed to be before the original show.
Kevin Sorbo, Hercules. No. He had a terrible sci-fi show. It was awful. He was captain of a ship. Andromeda.
And you know what? That comment is enough Yeah, I thought. I'm sorry. I think
Farscape.
I've done this before. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. I thought Andromeda was part of Star Trek. Like, isn't he wearing like a gold uniform? Like, feel like the cover looks identical to a Star Trek
Oh,
cover.
they have a standardized uniform. He looks nothing like that.
Okay,
Farscape, another great sci-fi show.
I didn't watch that.
Also not with Kevin Sorbo.
I don't know if I'm even gonna watch Fantastic Beasts anymore. I feel like they've given up on the series, and I don't want to be any more committed because I kind of like the first one, and the second one is dumb premise, but it's enjoyable.
Hey, Kevin's talking about a Game of Thrones remake. I could see them doing one already.
For fuck's sakes. Oh, okay, so that's probably why I thought, because Gene Roddenberry made that show.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
My whole life, I thought Gene Roddenberry was a girl. That's serious. I had no idea Gene Roddenberry was a guy. I think it's because I'd only known females named Gene since then, up to that point. You know what I mean?
Oh, I should have brought this clip somebody made of
Put a little bass in there, and put a little like on top of
some
it.
speeches from the Next Generation. Patrick Stewart saying, like, talking about showing some of the drier side. Some people might say of Star Trek, but how he was all scientific and rigorous, and he's quoting laws and stuff, and then it jumps to current Picard where he's like, "My mother always dreamed of traveling the stars, and the spirit of space is like the explorers of the ocean." And then it cuts back to old TNG where they're like, "We need to calibrate the positron
But
emitters."
This isn't even Picard. This is like the 7th version of Picard. He's not even human.
Oh, with the stupid, he gets replaced by androids that still age and die of old age. Like, what? What are you talking? Just garbage. Complete garbage.
Back
Oh.
to
Major Grin, sorry. Yeah. I'll check it out. Back-
so what are the high points of episode 2 for you?
Man, even from the episode 2. See, I haven't split them in my head like you do. I was just like the whole thing, and it's like I'm curious to see where it's going. It was seeing Darth Vader at the end was the high point.
Agreed.
Don't have the power. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Yeah, well, I mean, because we're talking about Star Wars, and actually, I derailed it to Star Trek. I made the comparison, so yeah, I started the Star Trek conversation, which is really weird because that's not something I would normally do. But you definitely can always add some good insight for Star Trek. So thank you for joining the conversation. But for Star Wars, I mean, like so far these are good, but like it just the second half of the episode in your mind, then if you haven't split them, anything else besides the Vader reveal?
Again, just my upsetness at them killing the cool Inquisitor. Grand Inquisitor. No one expects the Grand Inquisitor.
How did so the dude from Eternals that turns his back on the world in the final fight, how did you feel about his appearance in this?
To be honest, until you told me he's from Eternals, I didn't even recognize him.
No? His
Eternals
schmimey
so just left my mind. It was such a
train wreck?
yeah.
Oh,
Other than that cool post-credit scene with the giant in space, but we've never heard of anything about it. He sucks the two of them off the plane.
Oh, damn it.
Jon Snow?
No, the information's been pushed out of my head now. You're talking about the Decider or whatever,
Wasn't
the
he a
Celestial. Yeah, but I forget his name.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
James.
always a pleasure to have you in chat. Thanks for joining us on Twitch. Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bongo time for James.
All right.
I'm pretty high.
I'm very high as well. That's why I'm having trouble remembering the
Specifics of the episode, yeah. Wait till we talk about 4 separate episodes of Stranger Things with no notes or visual aids.
Hey, I found a lot of mistakes in their homework, though.
Very true.
Like, man, Stranger Things is one of the biggest franchises Netflix has, and they still can't hire someone that can competently copy. They couldn't even copy a high schooler's homework properly. That's the level of care they put into their background props.
Well, I mean,
The biggest, like everyone loves Stranger Things, or at least knows about it, and knows it's loved.
well, I agree. And I don't understand, like, I don't get how it can get to that level. Because, like, yeah, you're right. Like, if they were using a textbook. But again, if you're just a copy, like, if you're just doing copy, to be off a whole thing, you're not doing the math. You're literally writing down the. Oh, wait. Wouldn't you just do it because of the. No, the answer key would be just the answer, right? I don't remember. I never really looked at the answer key much. Like, the answer key is just the answer. It's not the equation with answer.
Here,
Unless you had a teacher's
let me bring
textbook.
up something here. I'll take down.
Up.
Yeah. Oh, Stranger Math. Can I put that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to do jump shot. Ah, sorry. There we go. It's hard to do this with my left hand. All right, so this was one of the tests in, I think, episode 2 of Stranger Things, since we're talking about that too now. And they've got the equations. You can see, because I started doing the homework. I was going to do the correct answers.
I'm right in the.
And then
Standing up, moving around. That's hilarious.
once I got enough answers, I started realizing a pattern of like, hey, wait, even though they got all the questions wrong, what actually is happening is the left-hand column should have been the right-hand answers and vice versa. So they just got it completely backwards. And then I circled the things that they still got wrong. Because even copying from, obviously they've copied some answer book or something, but they put negatives on the purple circle there when there shouldn't have been. And then they're correct that there's no solution for the one where the square root of a negative happens, but I answered it anyway, because if you know complex numbers, you could come up with an answer.
That's come up in TV a lot recently.
I've noticed it's getting to the mainstream finally. Yeah. If you take the square root of -1, you can't have it, but you actually can do. There's some math go, what if you can? And it's called I, and it's an imaginary number. Or complex analysis.
There's enough good clips to do it. But we're gonna, if you don't mind, we're gonna take a quick break.
right.
And this is Zach's new music video.
I drive myself insane with 40 questions and no answers for them, pulling my own strings. My nemesis is me, and I always seem to make life harder than it has to be. Packed out empty and my pockets are light. We all hide lives and we live to survive. Same damn scene every night. Nobody gets out of life alive, so I shut my mouth and let the guitar string do the talking for me with a lonely strum. Never stop to wonder why the cage birds sing. I can care less if tomorrow don't come. Sink or swim, I really don't care if my ship comes in. I hope the tide would take me and the ocean would swallow me whole. Glass half empty and my pockets are light. We all hide lives and we live to survive. Same damn scene every night, but nobody gets out of life alive. So I shut my mouth and let the guitar string do the talking for me with a lonely strum. Never stop to wonder why the cage would sing. I can care less if tomorrow don't come. Glass half empty and my pockets are light. We all hide lives and we live to survive. Same damn scene every night, but nobody gets out of life alive. So I shut my mouth and let the guitar string do the talking for me with a lonely strum. Never stop to wonder why the cage birds sing. I can care less if tomorrow don't come.
And we're back. Zach's a rock star.
Welcome back. That drumming wasn't bad, but there might have been a producer that helped fix any spots too in the recording.
I doubt you needed it.
Anyone can always use improvement. That's just a given for anything and anyone in life.
I don't know. I've played a handful of gigs with you. Like, I'm not saying stop learning. I'm just saying you always show.
Well, thank you. So we were talking about Stranger Things. Thank you, Dee Dee. The Stranger Things background stuff that they get wrong, like such minor stuff, it just drives me crazy. I want to bring up one more quick one while we're just on.
And it's not even like the answers made a different thing. It just was wrong.
But here, like their chess game again, like just actually play chess and it'll look natural. Because I paused the screen, and again, chat might be surprised to know I liked a lot of chess, played a lot. But
I'm personally shocked.
I'm looking at the boards and go, they're not actually playing. I can tell. So just play some actual games of chess, and then I'll be happy. Like, come on, you're one of the biggest franchises in the world for TV on Netflix. Just actually play the chess game. Come on, don't fake that too.
And I mean, they get so many things correct, and they do so many good things on the show. To get little minors wrong is always kind of a
and then
pain.
The chemistry here. You know what? Maybe because I'm not a chemist, I'm not that upset. But the colors would not be that beautiful. It's just so.
Like, a lot of what's in a high school chemistry class is clear. But
it looks great for a shot. So I get the point there. But for chess, why didn't you just have the right pieces on the board? Please. If you're going to reference something that has a fan base, get the minor details right. Or the major details, I mean. Like, have enough pieces on the board and around it.
Well, and that's why we're covering it, and why I keep telling Zach we've got to do a little larger version of covering it so that we can...
Scotty's on my side for the chess there.
So that maybe we can get movie productions to just pay us to get it right for them.
Again, the girl in the back. Her board is sideways. You cannot play chess that way. She's not.
He's getting agitated. We have to give him a safety blanket. A dab.
Kevin's aiming straight in the chat. Taming Stranger Things.
Ooh, good dab.
Oh, also, here's 11's homework, and if you look closely at the orange circle, she just scribbles. Not even numbers. Not words, just scribble. And then on the right, I kind of zoomed in. It was hard to see, but it's just gibberish. They weren't even... Somebody had some idea. I'll write some numbers and some symbols, and I'll call it math.
I mean, we shouldn't be this upset. It's still, there's a ton of production stuff going on. These are minor details in the background, but given the audience they try and push to, they're details that maybe spend a little more time.
But every one of these, they could have. People that work on the show could be like, "Hey, my kid's into chess, or my kid's in a math class. Why don't I just get their homework, or get them to?"
Well, that's what it looks like they did. They wrote the equations at one side of the book and then went to the back and put the answers
That's
wrong.
what upsets me so much. It's an adult.
So, I mean,
it's an adult that couldn't copy out of a book properly.
How did no one just be like, we just need to go get a teacher's textbook where the answers are on the same page as the equations?
But you'd still have to copy it to make it look like the kid wrote it.
Yes,
and they
but at least they'd be lined up. What I'm saying is, since they had to copy from two different pages, they obviously just got it wrong accidentally.
But whoever was copying it didn't even understand what they were copying, and they didn't understand high school math. That's so embarrassing. Do you hear something?
No.
Oh, me neither. What is going on in chat here?
Why? How do we get to? Did someone ask Dee Dee if she has chest hair? I'm so confused.
It's best just to either it all works or none of it works.
Time travel. See, now I got to do a graphic for that. Time travel.
With the
Yeah.
Oh, we can get some good pictures of the various Marvel characters. Kind of meme them up. Very deep conversation.
Sorry. Had to answer my wife.
Stranger Things, my favorite character. One of.
Well, I mean, he could right now know himself inside a prison. Like, if Stranger Things and Marvel were in the same universe, I'm just saying, he could be in prison with himself right now.
That is true. Now, was there any doubt that he was going to come back for season 4?
No.
Yeah, like no one really thought
Except-
he was dead.
I couldn't believe they put him in Russia. I'm surprised he wasn't in the Upside Down.
Because maybe there's no way to get him out, or it'd be just too awful.
Yeah, maybe they just don't want to. Like, they're like, all right, we're not reopening the portal. Let's find a different way to do this.
Beginner's Gambit, because most people I play don't know, and you can get him in 3 moves. I'm replying to Scotty.
No, I know.
Scotty, I don't have set ones. I was just pretty good at it, because I've just been a computer programmer, mathematician, physicist my whole life, and that gets you pretty good. But against
You
real
just sounded like Tony
skilled
Stark.
players.
Take off that suit. What are you?
Yeah.
Billionaire, playboy, genius,
But
philanthropist.
the people that do the sorts of things I do get kind of good at it, whether they practice the openings or not, know the names. But then a real skilled player can just destroy you because they know stronger positions.
My process in chess is to do nothing until the player starts to do stuff.
That's what Ryan was doing, and that's how I was able to beat him.
Yeah, like, I mean, no, but that's the thing. He'll do that forever, like, just be reactive. I just really can't I can't start a strategy until someone does something because, I don't know, it's just the way I work. I'm not very good at chess, so my strategy is clearly not great, but it's just how I conceive the game. No one would play checkers with me. If you're not making a seal, you're not hitting it.
I know.
It has to bubble for you to pull anything through.
I'm just getting a little bit because I can't take more.
But you're getting it the harshest way.
I didn't say I'm smart, except I just did.
Yes, you did. You literally just listed a whole line of credentials
That's the joke. That's
saying
the
that
thing.
you're smart. But after that statement, it's kind of capped with an SMRT.
Chinese checkers, I used to like that. Or there's Go, 17 by 17 board, Japanese game.
I didn't play a lot of the ancient board games.
Like Monopoly?
No, I played a lot of Monopoly. Maybe that's why I'm so perceptive to things. I'm like, no, I can. If you've ever played Monopoly once, you see what the problem is with capitalism.
That was the whole point of the
I know,
game's
and no one got
design.
it. No one's gotten it since.
And now there's a million brands of it, because gotta get into Star Wars.
Oh my
Monopoly,
god, the irony.
Right?
Oh.
My head's the wrong size, Dee Dee.
Big head.
Oh, Scientology. The new Top Gun's out.
Oh crap. Whoops.
Top Gun Maverick?
Anyways. No, are you gonna watch Maverick?
No. I've never
I
really...
might. I like Top Gun.
It's way too big.
Is that my dog barking?
Yes. Oops.
Well, I probably have to go do something about that. Are you gonna talk about Stranger Things?
Let's take another break.
All right.
Take that off, too. It'll be on top.
Right. We're not gonna.
Sorry, guys. Real life intrudes once in a while.
Yes, my wife works early. Oh, whoops. Oh, right.
Right outside of what you're trying to sell me, blow. I
There's just another dog outside. Welcome back. Sorry about that.
Long outro.
Yeah.
False alarm. Other dogs can be heard.
Yeah, my
barking.
dog like looks up at me from her bed like, "What, dude? Like, why is the light on?" And then I hear the dog bark outside. I'm like, "Holy crap, that's a loud dog." So sorry about that.
So back to Stranger Things, season
Yes.
4, first 4 episodes.
So overall, I've had a good time watching it. Like, okay, so this show I feel like kind of started the current craze of member berries.
And I did not like season 3, but I'm really liking season 4 a lot.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Season 3 was a little boring. Like, as I did rewatch the last episode and did the recap, I'm like, all right, like it ended strong. It just started really slow.
The whole thing was stupid. The idea of the mall with full of Russians, and I mean, just so unbelievable and silly. And they're in ice cream outfits the whole time.
Rapa Nui, no. Yeah, no, I agree. But if you only watch the end of the season, you kind of forget all the silliness, and it's just them fighting a Demogorgon with fireworks. It's really fun.
What do you think of the villain this season? I think he's cool and scary.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know where all these types of monsters come from.
Yeah, like it's kind of a Freddy meets Candyman situation.
Also, if in the previous seasons they talked about mind flayers, and traditionally mind flayers are more things that mess with your mind, and that's what this whole season's about. And it's like, well, shouldn't this be the mind flayer season then? Because that's what they do. This guy's doing what mind flayers are supposed to be doing, but you're not calling him a mind flayer.
What do mind flayers do again?
When I played Dungeons and Dragons, you'd be surprised to know I did that as well. Oh man, I gotta complain about.
No, not you. All right.
There is a Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, it's called slapping. Where is it?
Good memory. How close to eidetic are you? Not close enough because we've watched a lot of the same shit and you remember nothing.
Oh, it's particular about certain things. All these scenes of them playing Dungeons and Dragons, they're slapping the hell out of the table. Drives me crazy. The pieces would be going everywhere. They have all their little nice miniatures there on the board in specific spots because the rules require it. And then every 5 seconds, they're slamming the table like orangutans.
See, again, I didn't play... Fear Street is not Freddy Krueger. I don't think.
No, that was the 3 stories in
Yeah, that was Fear
1979.
Street's 1800 80s movie and 90s
It was like a
movie.
witch curse through it all.
Yeah, so with the bullying, I think they're like I get it. It's the Carrie reference. 'Cause
Bullying's been a part of this show. Whole seasons. Bullying.
yeah. So you got the Carrie reference in there. You've got a lot of Die Hard references in there with him having to protect himself with no shoes on. Which, like, how did his feet not fall off? You've seen The Escape, right?
No.
What? That's episode 4.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, that's Billy. Oh, sorry, the title.
That's what's happening in the Soviet Union during Billy. Is him trying to
The episode
escape.
is called, like, Dear Billy or something
Yeah,
like that.
but
The
yeah, like
Escape, yes.
Hobbs is trying to escape, and they felt like there's a lot of Die Hard in that. Like he was, you know.
Speaking of which, Bruce Willis for Die Hard 6, there's rumors.
I guess I set that up. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but this whole Steve is insecure storyline is kind of bugging me. Like, you're the rich white kid with a fucking BMW in the 80s, and you're nailing everything in town. That we were supposed to sympathize because
Him and that girl's friendship is bizarre to me, and yeah, they're like a married couple, but not.
Oh, what's that called? Because she's a lesbian.
Yeah, but the way they argue and bicker, and like they're like.
Yeah, but there's a word for that because I've been one.
I
When
think
you're
most
like
people
best
have.
friends with when you're a dude and you're best friends with a lesbian, there's a name for it. Well, when you're a woman and
Yeah.
you're best friends with a gay guy, you're a fag hag.
Yeah, I remember that.
Not being derogatory, it's just a name I remember from earlier in time. I was taught that by Will and Grace. But there's also a word for it the other way around, and I can't remember what it is. A lesbro, I think it is. Yeah, it's a lesbro.
His name is Barry.
But yeah, he's a lesbro. But I like this whole storyline of poor Steve because his 12-year-old best friend doesn't talk to him as much, and he can't find love. Like, I'm not feeling bad for this
Oh, I
kid.
don't feel bad for Steve at all either.
No. I'm kind of hoping maybe he's the one that gets it this year.
Well, he had a good redemption arc in his introductory season. 'Cause he
Season
was-
2, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was a bright point of season 3, and he's doing okay this season, but like, just stop whining. He's very whiny.
He has been whiny, and his friend is like so neurotic, and like the lesbian girl, she's just annoying. I find her really like complaining, and
They're definitely trying to portray her as on the spectrum.
yeah.
In the 80s, they would have called it quirky, but
Like the whole speech in the administrator's office where they're trying to get to speak to the. That was kind of
so
painful.
campy. It's
Yeah.
so hammed up.
I did not like that scene, even though I like her in
No, you didn't
Other
like it
stuff.
because it passed the Bechtel test. Dude,
the
that's why.
Bechdel test.
That's why. Racist.
Isn't it misogynist for that one? It's whatever. If you disagree with me, call you a name.
Yes. That was the joke. It's not as funny when you explain it. But, so besides Steve's storyline sucking, I mean, I like that music was the cure instead of love for once.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So why aren't the
In
kids...
episode 4, Max.
They have
gets saved
access
by
to
music.
every phone number in town. They can ride around. Why wouldn't they just say, like, hey, if something weird happens, listen to your favorite song for a while? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they could
But they're
literally...
showing that they figured it out. Like,
Yeah,
now
but
they'll
they're not
spread out.
helping people.
They're gonna just happen. Well, oh, you've seen further than me, haven't? No, did you watch episode 5?
I have, but I'm not saying anything from it. I'm just saying, like...
But
he's-
you're implying they don't spread the.
No,
the
like,
word around.
clearly the new Demigorgon is just... I don't forget what they called it. Vecnu. Vecnu? Is that what they called it?
I'm not sure I know a name
Vecna?
of it yet.
Yeah, they used
Oh,
the...
Vecna, yeah.
Yeah, they used the D&D guy from the first episode. Or the third episode? When was the basketball game in the D&D game? Second episode?
First episode.
Was that the end of the first episode where the winning
Yes,
basket?
and I loved the interplay of the basketball game and the
Vecna,
exciting
yeah.
moments with the Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you,
game.
call me Dad.
The Dungeons and Dragons game, and the same things are kind of happening, and it's a brother and sister, and they both save the day. I
Yeah,
love that whole thing. I got so excited.
I agree.
It was
It was
campy, you knew.
very feel-goody. I felt good for everybody, yes.
Except she rolled a natural 20, and he didn't get a swish. A 20 would have been a swish. So it's like, you gotta have symmetry. Because his ball bounced around a bit, and then it went in. More balls.
Yeah, all right, I see your point.
It should have been equal, because they both saved the day. And I hated her last season, the little sister. I thought she was so annoying. She talked way too much. This, she was great. She was
I
the
did
right-
like her introductory line.
Yeah, she was great coming into the group, the D&D
I think
group.
I think it's episode 2 that at the end is the game.
No, I watched episode 1. It was like,
Oh,
I
okay.
watched it a couple times because I liked it.
Um,
And I grabbed those screenshots from it, too.
okay. As you mind.
Episode 1 is the D&D game and the basketball game. So.
And then we, so what did you think of the, Robert Englund was the guy that originally had his family killed.
See, I got confused and thought he was somebody else, so.
He thought he was Vecna.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know why I thought that, because he plays the monster. Because he's Freddy Krueger.
No, in this case, well, he does play a monster because his eyes are all gouged out and...
That's who he is? Oh my
Yeah.
god, he's an old man now.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't want to admit that.
He played Freddy at like 35 or 40 in 1986.
So, like, your age.
Yeah. And it's 2002 or 2022.
I wish it was 2000. No, I don't. I don't know. Yeah.
Not having an existential crisis, I swear. Oh, I forgot to adjust the lights behind us. Anyways, we go into episode 2. The show does what it normally does and kind of starts to exposit all over you.
There was a bit of filler, and
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, there's storylines that need to be told. I like the stoner guy, clearly.
he's a bit stereotypical, but I guess you got to
He
have
didn't
that
smoke
guy.
in high school.
Huh?
You didn't smoke in high school.
No, I didn't. Is
that,
he representative?
that 70s show is kind of very close to how the world was for me in high school at times. Just my clothes weren't baggy at the bottom; they were baggy everywhere else. That's what changed for that 70s show.
Which did you like better, Stranger Things or Obi-Wan?
Oh, Stranger Things for sure.
Yeah. This
But
is one
don't
of
get
the
me wrong,
best
Obi-Wan,
seasons.
given that I really like Ewan McGregor, I think Ewan McGregor saves all 3 movies.
He is really good in this.
The fact that they use his likeness to do Clone Wars as well, like that's who. Like, oh, did we grab that fucking that picture that I forgot?
No, but you could take that down before you add it.
Well, it's not going to go up right away, will it? Oh, it might. Shit. We are so professional at this.
Professionals, look it up in the book.
Listen, we don't have anyone else out here. We'd have to do this all ourselves. Oh yeah, and put it up right away. So, oh good, it's on top of it all though, so it's fine. So that if you see, this is the current 3 iterations of Obi-Wan as they are portrayed by Ewan McGregor, and the cartoon one is by far my favorite.
I gotta admit, the picture looks a little funny. He looks a bit bug-eyed there.
He is, but it's the style of animation, so it's not bothersome. When you put him up against real humans, yes, but
It's not bothersome to you. It's a little creepy and weird.
but it's less creepy when it's everyone that you see at the same
Yes,
time.
yes, but next to him, it looks like he has googly eyes. Or
Very
something.
true. Very true. But yeah, the show's definitely hitting a certain part of nostalgia that is giving it a lot of leeway, and that's probably because I didn't subject myself to the second half of Mandalorian or the Dumb Show.
The dumb show.
I want to watch the last 8 minutes of Boba Fett just to not have to see
Oh.
everything else and then just see Luke. Because you see Luke Skywalker at the end.
See, I didn't even
de-aged
really realize that.
Luke.
Oh my god.
But no, Disney gave them a budget, like a real budget. Like,
I didn't even watch. I forgot about the Boba show already.
exactly. And I know, I'm giving you shit for not watching all the cartoons like I have, but like, I am
A
2
live-action
shows
show.
behind.
Yeah.
But live action's just let me down so much. Like, even this is teetering, and I really like, the stories that they're telling in it, though, are what Rebels and Clone Wars were about. Like, these little side stories, these little adventures, just like Bad Batch. Like, that's why I really want you to at least watch Bad Batch, so maybe it'll spark your interest for the other ones. Or at least because, like, Clone Wars is really disjointed, because they kind of never knew if they were going to keep going or not. So, like, there's no real, like, there's a way you can watch it that it makes perfect sense continuity-wise, but it doesn't always make perfect sense continuity-wise. Like, I mean, just in the order it was presented.
Yeah.
You can reorder the whole show and it would make more sense.
Usually the fans come up with cuts or edits or
There is something, yeah.
reorganizations.
There is definitely something.
Like, apparently, who was it? I think it's Topher Grace edits like the prequels into a 3-hour thing that actually kind of made sense, and he reordered stuff and changed stuff. I think it was Topher Grace that's known for doing it.
He does it himself?
Yeah, like he released it on YouTube.
He's never been that interesting before.
But you didn't like him as Venom? He was terrible as Venom. What a
You know, someone put up
Eddie Brock.
slap as a command after I threatened to slap the stubble off your face. You know something I've been saying my whole life that I just stopped like after 35 is, have you ever been slapped by a fat man? Because it's just something funny to say. But yeah, I'm gonna
Silent Bob reference.
sort of, yes. Because Jay's like, have you ever had your ass eaten by a fat man? In Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. See, you remembered a reference.
I understood that reference.
You understood the assignment. But we were talking about Stranger Things. So, past episode 1, we do slow down, but I find episode 4 was the best of the first 4. It feels like
It feels like it's going somewhere.
It feels like an act.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we've seen the first act.
And that's why I thought the season got cut off there, and I didn't know about the next 3 episodes that were already out.
And, like, I really like the imagery inside the Upside Down for this one.
It's so well done, and how horrific are the murders as you watch these people's bones break.
Oh, yeah, it's
like,
awful.
And then the aftermath, the autopsy type stuff. You're like, that corpse is horrific. They did a really good job.
So, like, there's some really high points in this fucking show. Like, this show's kind of doing it properly.
I'm so happy that they have a really great season again. Because 3, I was
Well,
thinking, oh, is it going to die now? 2 wasn't that great.
3
either.
wasn't that bad. And I don't really remember. 2 and 1 all feel like the same season to me now.
2 had
The kid gets lost.
11 with her goth friends, and they all have superpowers.
Yeah,
I hated that side story.
So other kids escaped at the same time as her, before her, or they were from, like, the program.
It was pointless. It was just a reason to keep her away from everyone until she's ready to come back.
Doesn't she just slaughter them?
They end up being completely useless, and she saves the day single-handedly. Something like that.
But yeah, like, aren't they doing bad with their powers? So, like, doesn't she end up having to, like, kill them to get away?
See, I don't even remember it, and who cares?
Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, no, I didn't. Like, season 2 was okay. There were still some fun storylines going on. Season 3 really did slow down. But this last episode, like, it feels like the show's starting to, like, it's really taking a good pace now.
Yeah, and they seem to have a clear idea of some cool story that kind of makes sense more than a Russian mall with ice cream outfits.
And how are you liking Karate Scientist?
I'm liking him more. I find his friendship with Joy really strange. Like,
Almost perverse?
I don't know what's going on there. But I like him. I find him kind of funny. He's annoying, but he's funny.
True. That's a good way to put it.
Because just all the strange things about him. Like, Joy, you know I have karate class on Fridays, 3 p.m.
Again, they show the smart ones to be weird.
I don't think that's realistic at all.
The show, though, like,
I know. I'm just
all the
being
smart people. Oh.
I know I might come off a little strange sometimes. If I'm maybe a little bit smart about some things sometimes.
I'm a moron.
I am too, like when I can't figure out how to smoke properly.
Yeah, Zach can't take a bong.
Or a dong.
Wow.
Dong rentals.
I mean, have you ever tried? How do you... No, we're not going down that road. That didn't come out right. This isn't where I parked my car. I really like diamonds in turp sauce. We got this from our sponsor. It is Wedding Cake. And I'm going to hit a big fat dab. Whoa! You can answer that.
What?
Dee Dee asked you a question.
I didn't see that.
Oh, what's the command? You can find out at... Zach, I expect a full website at this address by tomorrow.
I suppose there is a theoretical number where it would cross over from a number of subs where it's like, no, I'm not doing that too. Okay, that's the number. There has to be some number where that happens.
You gotta do 2 kinds of math there, though. You gotta figure out the math of what the money is and then convert it to subs.
That's what I'm talking about at the end of the day, when you boil it down. There would be a sub where... And it's funny to think about that, because when everyone says you have your price, there must be some 1 penny difference where you can say that line gets crossed.
Well, I don't think any human can define it to that finite, that little of a number.
An AI could figure it out.
Yeah, I guess so. And that number's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller in the coming times, given the problems in the world.
Or technically larger because you need more money to have it worth anything.
Pete Davidson does a really good bit about this in one of his stand-ups where he's like, you know, when I figured two dicks a year. You know, just, 10, 15 grand per. You get one in the summer, have a good time. Get one right before Christmas, make sure the family has a good time. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
I've seen a comedian talk about that with people like Anna Nicole Smith that married a billionaire, and everyone knows what's going on. It's the young hot girl and then the old billionaire.
I can't remember who did it, but I've seen a bit along the lines of, I could take some the old dick for that kind of money.
For your own yacht and plane.
Oh, the Pamela Anderson roast. Where someone made a joke about... Yeah, they make a joke about... Because he died like the year before.
You mean the Anna Nicole Smith roast?
No, they didn't do that. There's no Anna Nicole Smith roast.
I didn't think so.
No, at the Pam Ann roast.
Oh, did she do something with a billionaire?
What? No. Anna Nicole Smith was in the crowd.
Oh, okay.
And they made the joke about her ex-husband, like her dead husband. Yeah.
I'm very high.
That was one of the greatest roasts of all time, because there's that joke that was really inappropriate and awesome, and then the Courtney Love, how is it you look worse than Kurt Cobain right now? And I'm like, I've never stopped dead on a joke. Like I didn't breathe for a second when I heard it. I just waited, and everyone dies, and you see Pam go, like she even giggles. It's horrible.
I'm pretty sure Courtney Love also had Taylor Hawkins killed. I'm just throwing it out there. You've heard it.
Oh my god, so secretly she's always been in love with Dave Grohl. And she can't kill his wife.
She's just working on all of them. She's just doing it slowly. She's working her way to Dave Grohl. Taylor got in the way.
How is she killing Chris Novacek? With hamburgers? No, I think he's skinny right now, but he wasn't for a while.
Mark my words. All of them will be dead one day. Mark my words. And it's Courtney Love's fault.
Hey man, she tried to warn a bunch of nice actresses.
Say that again?
She tried to warn a bunch of nice actresses.
A very long time ago.
I mean, seriously though, I know we diverged all the way over to Pam Ann, but I think everyone should watch the Pam and Tommy story.
I do hear nothing but good things about it.
I was surprised that I enjoyed parts of it. Like, Seth Rogen's character was awful. Welcome, Beef Nips.
Beef Nips! Hello. Let's do a bong hit for you. We've been talking Stranger Things and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Sorry. And Pam Anderson. And Nicole Smith.
We started from Stranger Things and got to this place somehow.
Some divergence.
I never watched that.
Neither have I.
Apparently there's 3 of them.
Not yet. We have to unroll things week by week.
I've heard a lot of criticism of that Divergence movie and how none of it makes sense. And it's just another young adult.
Is that the newest one from Inception, dude?
No, it's a bit older. Oh, no, that's Tenet.
That's it. I'm not allowed to watch that. I gotta go to my buddy's place and watch that. I keep promising him, and I haven't made it there in... How long has that movie been out? Like 3.5 years?
It was one of the first movies during COVID that got delayed or still was in the theater or something. Or it was like the last big one.
But I haven't seen it yet. And I know that there's problems with it, but it's fun if you just suspend belief and have fun watching it.
Nips out for beef.
And see, we had debates on what to put for some people, and...
I was thinking beefly nipples because I love saying it, but...
We're going to have a board meeting. We're going to bring our executive producer in, and...
Oh, and in case you're wondering where Ryan is, our Ryan dispenser is malfunctioning.
Yeah,
we accidentally killed the last one, as we do after every stream, and the new one's just on the fritz. They keep coming out all warped.
See, we were stoned, and you're supposed to put them in one side to destroy them and take them out the other side.
Recycle.
But we stuffed ours in the outside, and it just blew up. So the tech's coming, and... We'll have all new Ryans coming again soon.
Like one per stream, but yeah.
Yeah. No, you can't have more than one alive at a time. That's why they have to be destroyed.
It's like the Prestige.
I was going to say more like Mr. Meeseeks. Things get weird when there's more than one alive at a time.
Yeah, Sixth Day. That I kind of like that movie. It had a lot of cool stuff in the background. That's a show where the background imagery they got it right.
Is that Arnold being Arnold
Cloned.
and Arnold?
There's a clone of him, and he comes home, and
The clone's there, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then you find out that he's the clone.
yeah, everyone's clones everywhere. It's all clones.
No, but the real him is still inside.
The Earth's square, and it's all in the back of cloned turtles, cloned all the way down.
Jesus, that got weird.
And it's all Arnold clones for some reason.
Very true. Why is it? Okay, so if you didn't know what movies were, if you were an alien, and your culture jumped over this format somehow and became much smarter than us because they didn't waste their time on
They'd be like, "Why is the governor of California doing all these amazing things?"
yeah, like how why like are they just cloning this one person over and over again? Why does he have different names every time?
And they're like, "Why is he Mr. Universe if we've never heard of him?"
Exactly. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And like, he doesn't even speak the language that he's in. Like,
Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. Oh, when I get spam calls, I answer Cyberdyne Systems Research Department.
I've noticed you do that.
And I do judge people around me that hear me say it by like if they get it. And like I was with, well, a couple of people, just a couple your age, and then a couple years older, and they both smiled when I said it. I'm like, all right, you're all right.
So apparently there's this AI system in China called Skynet. I think we've talked about this. Either that or Japan.
Yeah, and
We should look that up.
and Google bought every AI company and every robotics company, and we're fucked. We will see. Well, what is your most likely outcome? I've said mine is for sure Ready Player One. We're on our way there. That's the only logical outcome.
I think chat's simulated, and this is the AI tricking us into just wasting our time talking about nothing.
Are you saying Beef Nips isn't real?
I'm dubious about it.
He said Bongo Time.
Well, I gotta follow that.
I think some like the dead internet theory is so weird and so surreal and kind of scary.
And if you don't know what the dead internet theory is, it's that most of the internet's fake. And of course we know you're all real people. Except for the bots that come in and try and sell
But
strip
we
clubs.
know they're bots. The internet isn't 80% that type of bot. It's actually
Yeah.
some of these bots are much more intelligent. They can
The idea that most of the comments and stuff are bots paid for by, who knows, foreign governments, corporations, people messing around. Anything you can think of in the world. There's 8 billion people. They've all got different ideas of what they want to do, and it's kind of easy to hire a troll farm to do what you want.
I mean, every time the public gets tested on in a mass way that way, it's typically governments.
It's true, yeah.
Do you know that they have a car that runs on water? That's what Ryan would say right now.
But you can go to, it's called like GP, I'm missing one of the letters, 3. GP3. Just look up AI automated writing. And there's whole things of them, AI's talking back and forth to themselves, and you can give them a subject, and it sounds like real people talking about the stuff you hear about that's all messed up in the
And then they take
social
those.
cultures, yeah.
Then they take those AI bots and they overskin,
I think
Actors.
it's GPT-3.
and then they just let them go and create movies all on their own. Don't even need.
And most of the news you write is written by AI bots that are able to synthesize other news sources and just write a little article. And that's why it sounds really weird sometimes or bad, because the AI is just not tuned right. It's crazy how much they can do with that.
I figure it's just more and more people. I've always thought like the horrible grammar and the horrible spelling and everything was just more and more people were writing, so more and more dumb people were making it through.
Well, you also get used to people making spelling mistakes because it's easy on a phone, and then you're like, well, that's the standard now. I don't have to spell everything right. So
And I mean, like, we've also gone back in time and language.
we're going back to memes and pictures and stuff.
Yeah, hieroglyphics. So I mean,
Emojis. I'm the most guilty of that.
right? So
More
I
than
mean,
anyone.
as we do that, yeah, we're
we're devolving in front of the world on the richest man's platform.
Yes.
Or one
And
of
we
them.
need to get back to our actual topics, although I don't think we have much more to talk about on those topics.
Boys 3.
Oh, right. I forgot that we had another topic. So, crap. What is going on here? There we go.
I cannot wait. Speaking of bread and circus and being distracted by entertainment, my favorite show,
Oh,
my Marvel Universe.
So, if you have not watched this show yet, which I'm just going to... That is not even the right one. If you have not watched this show yet, I would suggest actually starting with the cartoon because it's really, really entertaining. But the series is amazing. And I'm extremely excited for what is to come.
No, I've not seen Better Call Saul. I know it's amazing and everyone loves it.
I didn't finish watching Breaking Bad,
I did.
so I
love
never
it.
saw him in that show, so I don't care.
But man, The Boys season 3. Good God, I'm excited. Tomorrow night at 3 a.m. I'll be watching it, or as soon as the download's available, an hour or so later.
I have Prime. I can send you login if you
Oh,
want.
I have Prime too. What am I talking
Yeah.
about?
This is a Prime show.
I'm not used to watching things legitimately.
Crap, where is it?
But man, I watched Boys finale season 2 last night. I watched all the Vought News Network stuff.
Okay, honestly,
I watched recaps on YouTube.
do you know what I'm most excited about?
Oh.
Hello, I'm Soldier Boy. Did you know drugs and drug-related crime have become a nationwide problem? All across America, drugs are destroying people's lives. But you don't have to be a superhero to fight back. Because your superpower is just saying no. So when someone offers you drugs, you tell them Soldier Boy said taking drugs is not cool. And anyone who does is a loser. Remember, real heroes don't use drugs.
And we're back. So Jensen Ackles is joining.
Speaking of losers,
Jensen Ackles is joining the boys, and I'm really excited. Okay, so the reason I like Zach sold the boys in a lot of ways, but never once brought up the showrunner's name. And if he would have just brought up the showrunner's name, I would have watched it instantly because Eric Kripke, I find to be a television genius, and for him to be on a platform with no rules, oh man, like I saw what he want. You can see in Supernatural where he could have done more and where he wanted to. Yeah, no, I'm so happy to see him in a show just untethered.
Scotty, it's my favorite show that's currently on. It's amazing. Took a long time to sell Barry on it, then he checked it out and he fell in love.
And it's really funny because I think if I would have just watched the first episode and not seen the Eric Kripke thing, I'd be like, all right, it's not bad. But like watching the cartoon first, that anthology really turned me on to it. I really enjoyed the anthology.
And let's try not even really spoil too much because season 3, man, can't wait.
Oh yeah, but I'm assuming everyone's seen this, right?
Except Scotty hasn't. He's just heard about it. Well, I mean, we got to kind of talk spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're gonna get spoiled. Go watch season 1, 2, and 3. It is really good, and if even not that, just go watch.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna be talking about season 3 every week.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Every single Wednesday after this week. Oh, it's gonna be hard not to talk about it on Monday
Why can't we?
because our format technically is movies.
come
I know,
on.
I know.
Who doesn't want to talk? And Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jub Jubs.
It's the producer in me. I want to do things on the right nights. Our TV night is Wednesdays.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, me too.
And as we've seen here, well, you can't see. Look at Butcher's eye. I think he's going to take Compound V. You said that too, I think.
Yes.
I think we're going to see Butcher with
Oh, shit.
superpowers.
That's
Sorry.
right. I have asthma. Okay, so there's been some fan theories, and one of the big fan theories is that all of the boys are in a form of, like, because this fucker can punch. So there's possibility he's already on, or maybe already taken.
Who can punch?
Butcher.
Oh, not like a superhero.
The Invisible Man. Those blows were devastating. Like, he can hit fucking hard.
Translucent?
Yeah. That fight in the TV show store where he meets Huey.
Oh, yeah.
Huey's just sitting there all stunned. He's fucking Bambi.
I thought he was just one of the toughest people. That's all.
He's supposed to be like the peak of it, but I mean, he's punched harder than the peak. Like, he was punching superheroes in the head.
So we've got like terrorist superheroes now, well, supervillains.
Well, from their country doesn't think they're villains.
It's so great the news network they have. It's just like the Fox News equivalent, but making fun of both sides. Like, goddamn, it's so good.
I am so excited for Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles from Supernatural.
He is Soldier Boy. I really wish you would have watched Supernatural.
I mean, I'm familiar with the broad concept.
I don't think it's a show that you could probably watch right now and be like, oh, this is really good, but kind of like, in its time, it was really good.
It still felt a bit campy to me at the time compared to, say, Buffy, which was
Oh my
campy as well.
god, Buffy was so campy.
It was still a little campier, I thought.
Supernatural was genuinely a little scary at times, and then it didn't
So
take
was
itself
Buffy.
too seriously and made a lot of jokes.
I just feel there was some pretty bad episodes, too. Cause
We have permission to spoil the boys.
Oh, we have been. He put that. Scotty put that there a bit ago.
Oh, okay. I don't always see the chat right away. But everyone should definitely at least go check out VNN, the VOT News Network on
That
YouTube.
won't make any sense if.
No, I mean, if you've watched...
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you don't know about the VNN, but you've watched The Boys, I honestly think you're going to be confused if you start watching a season. They might give a recap. They might even just give you the VNN stories. Wouldn't that be funny if the whole first episode was just those? Like a break.
Oh, that would be. I'd be so upset. I don't want to see that. I want to see.
Like, but they only if they are they doing the full season or just the 2 episode or first episode?
I think it's weekly.
Oh, wicked.
And Scotty, yeah, we're gonna be doing it every week, talking about the boys at least a little bit.
So you got
On
time to catch up if
Wednesdays.
you feel like catching up. But it's a really good superhero movie or TV show. It
insanely good.
subverts a lot of expectations, and it's the basis of what we've picked this week, which is, do you remember?
Nope. Our movie picks this week.
Yeah, the only downfall of opening up our Discord is now I need to post them in 2 Discords. We have to go back to. We need one for us still too. Nope, that is my notification for what we're watching. Ankles, Incoherence, Blank Man, and Everything Everywhere Always.
Everything, everywhere, all the time. The new Michelle Yeoh movie.
I feel like you'll be able to figure it out from my message.
Hey, I don't know. Man.
But yeah, I'm excited to watch Incoherence again because it is off-putting,
That's a good way of putting it.
and it's shot that
unsettling.
way, and it's almost got like a Vaseline filter over it at times. Like it's just slightly off-putting,
There's
as
like
well
the-
as straight out scary in places. To think of, like, what if you couldn't leave the outside of your house, and then you realize there's versions of you coming to
Don't
kill.
spoil it.
Oh yeah, I watched the movie. Sorry. Oh man, the movie's so great. I can't wait to rewatch it. And I don't know what Blank Man is, but it's from the
It's like
90s
another
apparently.
off-brand superhero movie.
And I do know what the other one is, and I've been waiting for you to pick it for a long time so I can watch it.
Me too.
Because I knew as soon as I watched it, I'd want to talk about it. So.
All kinds of multiverses. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
So that will be a really fun watch this week. So the boys, yeah, we'll start. That's why we have such good movies for.
So is this going to be the season where Homelander loses it?
And those daydreams become a
Like,
reality.
You know he's going to pop at some point.
Well, I think Soldier Boy is either there to put him in line, or push him over the edge.
Okay.
And after having a extreme Nazi, they need a Captain America. So they had their Red Skull.
They had a literal Nazi, yeah.
Yeah, and
Stormfront.
now they had a gender swap Red Skull. The guy that had a better complexion. And then they had, now they have a Captain America.
And what about the head popping senator or congresswoman?
The head popping congresswoman.
After watching the finale again, there's a political candidate character.
Yeah, the female senator.
And she's the one that's able to use her superpower to pop people's heads. And she's like assassinating people around.
I forgot about that. So that puts a whole different definition into Huey working for her.
Right.
Right, because she's the head of the commission for.
She's the candidate.
No, okay. Did you not watch any of the news? She's the head of the thing that goes after superheroes. The board, like the CDC for superheroes, the FDA for superheroes.
Yes.
And she's the head of it,
The
and she's also
or whatever.
yeah, and she's also the one snapping heads. So again, if you've checked out season 1 and 2. And the cartoon, you should then you've checked out enough that you want to see.
And she killed the head of the church, of the Fresca drink.
Oh right. Okay, so they got asked that in an interview, like, "What's up with Fresca? Like, has it got mind control in it or something? And does he control Fresca? Like, what's the point?" And they all said, like, sometimes Kripke's working on something that will make sense later, and sometimes he's just screwing with you. So. Maybe he's just screwing with you.
You still don't know.
So you know how you hate J.J. Abrams for destroying like 7 years of your life?
Damon Lindelof specifically with Lost, but yeah.
I know, but J.J. gets the target. His career was built on the back of it.
He was so little involved with it, though.
But like his career was like built on the back of it as the executive producer.
I think he just took his credit because, from what I've read, he was involved with the pilot, and that was about it.
Oh, really? That sucks. He went from producer to executive producer real quick, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What was my point?
You did have a point.
What were we just talking about? What show were we just talking
The
about?
Boys, Kripke, Fresca.
Right. So you know how Lost I think of him like I think this show's gonna be like Lost but pay off properly. And I've said that before, and then I realized that I'm just comparing Abrams and their crew with Kripke, and Kripke just does that shit better.
But this was written from a comic series that has an ending that you can go look up.
Yes. But they're already very off book.
True, but you still tend to find guides.
Very off book.
Is it?
Yeah.
I haven't looked in because I don't want anything spoiled for the show.
I literally just, some of the shows I watch that talk about theories, just say stuff like, in the comic book, Soldier Boy...
Well, Stormfront was a guy in the comics. Right?
Yeah, and Soldier Boy died after World War II, and so on. So there's a whole bunch of things there, and Jensen Ackles is clearly
But
young.
maybe it's going to be flashbacks, and that's just when he's living.
No, I think he's... No, they show him in... There's footage with him with the group.
Oh, see, I don't watch spoiler stuff, so I didn't know that.
But we'll see on Friday.
Tomorrow night I will see. I'm staying up and watching.
Yeah, there's a good possibility I will too. But they'll I think all the boys will at some point take Compound V.
At least Butcher, I hope.
And I think he's gonna get laser eyes. I'm really excited for it.
What would Huey?
Maybe he'll be like Cyclops.
Huey would get a useless power, but it would be useful in one specific situation.
Yeah, like it would keep coming up that it was useful, but we'd all know, no, this is useless and it's a joke. And again, Eric Kripke likes to write shit like that. But you find out in the comic book that at some point some of them do try it. So, I mean, it's not a far-off storyline for them to have them do it. And, I mean, there's going to become a point where Butcher is going to have to go after Homelander. Like, they're sharing a kid and it's not working out. You know what I mean? So, he's inevitably going to have to... I thought he was going to take it in the last episode. I thought he was going to have some with him and just be like, all right, fuck it, we're alone. Let's go and see where I land, right?
That would have been a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, and have them not confront, just like shut off with him poking
But then
himself.
all the posters have his eyes glow on, so you're like, okay. he's probably gonna get something.
Now, if you've watched the cartoon, like we have, they show other products that they're testing that give temporary changes. So that could also be what they're doing. Yes, and I was thinking Beastman, or sorry, Cyclops is not the best X-Man, but I read Best improperly for a second and thought you said Beast, and I was thinking that Huey would end up being like Beast. Like, he's got like the hottest chick and everything, and then like he tries it and it irreparably changes his appearance to be like horribly hideous or not traditionally beautiful, so I don't offend anybody.
Oh, based off. I never really liked Cyclops, to be honest. I thought his power wasn't that good. It's like, what a hindrance it is.
He directs energy from another dimension.
But he has so little control over it, and you always have to wear something. I'm like, I would not want that power.
No, it fucked up a lot of his life. I mean, there's some really good Cyclops storylines, but he's still a B character for me.
And I mean, he's good at Two Shoes, but kind of did it in an annoying way.
Oh no, there's times where he is completely off the rails.
I'm talking to the stereotypical leader where everyone has to follow the rules.
In the comic, he goes against Xavier's wishes and marries the Phoenix's clone of Jean Grey and has kids with it. Like, he makes all the wrong choices with his brother at one point and winds up getting him killed. Like, Cyclops has a lot of neat storylines, but he's still just a guy that shoots laser beams out of his eyes. So you have to tell a darker story, or you have to utilize him in a different way. Like, he's strong, he can jump a bit, but he's kind of a boring
I've always thought
superhero.
Having Xavier's power would be pretty close to the top.
And it's weird because he's had a couple comic runs that are primary about him, but I don't think
he just never uses it the way he never abuses it at all.
Yeah, well, no, there's storylines where he does,
I'm
and
sure,
the repercussions are dire.
Of course, but he's so powerful. He'd be a cool one to have.
And I mean, but he's also not the most powerful being in the X-Men realm.
No, I mean, you could always just go to the top, but I'm saying he's up there.
Yeah,
and it's a cool power. Like, who wouldn't want to be able to do what he could do?
And you can argue because he wields also the power of the X-Men.
Like, because he's the leader.
Yeah.
I meant just his superpower. That's what I would want. It wouldn't be a bad one.
How do you do
If you took Compound V and got that, I'd be happy.
How would you be responsible and utilize that power?
Who said anything about being responsible?
Exactly, and that's why we need people like Xavier, because he was responsible most of the time.
I'd be like, okay, world, I'm taking Australia and New Zealand. Leave me alone. I'm in control of these places. You can have the rest of the world, but leave me alone.
Wow. You're just going to go live there alone with your superpower?
No, I'd control all the population.
Oh, Jesus.
Like Wanda.
Wow.
But, with Xavier's power. Oh, I'd be a kind, benevolent ruler.
No, you wouldn't. There's no free will. There's no choice. They just do whatever you tell them.
I would try and do a little program like, be a really good person, and then let them be themselves. I know, it would go horrific. It would go
the only
horrific.
thing you'd alter would be like, you're okay with listening to what I have to say. And the rest of their life, they can just do anything.
I'm trying to point out I'd be just as horrible as any other dictator who thinks they know better than everyone else. And it would just go horribly wrong because no one can design it properly.
I think I'd make a great dictator.
As long as I'm in charge. I think George Bush said that. Like, I like dictatorships as long as I'm the dictator. It's like a video quote. He was joking, but you're like, dude.
Trudeau said it and meant it. And then did it. No, we don't have a dictator yet.
I don't know about that. Bongo Time.
It's much better hidden. All right.
Back to Jensen ankles.
Well, see, and I wish we could have had Drew tonight, because I would have talked a lot about Supernatural as well, because I'm really excited just because of his acting in Supernatural. It definitely wasn't because of his acting in fucking Bloody Valentine.
Were the brothers sons of God or Satan or something?
No, okay, so the basic synopsis that sets up everything
Bongo Time,
is
Scotty.
the mother made a deal way back in history with the yellow-eyed demon to save John, her husband, the boy's father. And then on a certain day, the demon was supposed to come get one of the kids, and even though she was a hunter, she never told John about that life.
This
And,
is supernatural.
yeah, and then they end up stopping from stealing the baby, but it progresses from there, and then one day John goes missing, and Dean has to go to like Harvard Law to go find Sam, who's gone off to school after abandoning the family to go to college. And Dad's missing, come with me, and that's kind of where they start. So the first couple seasons are actually Sam reluctantly giving up
But what's
his life.
the end result? Like, what are they? Are they angels? Are they just...
Oh no, they're just humans that are vital to the story of God's creation.
Okay. And they don't have magic powers or nothing?
No, I can sum it up for you, but I spoil the entire show.
It's fine. I'm never going to watch all 20 seasons.
They're God's favorite pet.
Okay, that's cool.
So God just keeps writing. They cause the end of the world in every one of God's scenarios. So in this one, they keep evading that apocalypse and doing, like, every couple seasons they stop an apocalypse.
Because they're God's favorite.
Because God just likes to watch them suffer. And how they overcome. He's like, hey, you guys overcome in neat ways. I give you free will. I just fuck with
That's
you.
a really cool idea.
And
I like that.
it is, because it was a theory. Like, this is one of the first times I theorized, and I was out there getting... And I even said, like, Chuck is at... Because, okay, so it's really weird. There's this part where you find out that a dude is writing a book called Supernatural in the show. Like, Sam and Dean accidentally stumble into a supernatural convention. And everyone is dressed like them. Like, you're not even authentic and shit. Like, what the fuck's going on? And they find out that this dude, Chuck, is written a series, and it's all their stories. But, like, intimate details that only you knew if you were there type idea.
And Chuck is God?
No. The way they pitch him for the first couple seasons is that he's a, that type of, what is that? Like, the mouth of God. He's a, like...
I know what you mean.
Yeah, he's, like, connected... A prophet. He's a prophet.
Okay.
So that's him prophesizing the stories of the people, the men that will save the apocalypse. That's how he decided to expel them from his mind, was in print, because he didn't understand why he was getting these images. And then there's just this cheeky nod at the very end of that episode. It's so little. At one episode where with him, that's almost like a wink to us. And I'm like, is he God? Is he just fucking with them? And then it was actually a...
So is Chuck God?
Yeah, that's what it turns out to be.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
Chuck comes back, and he dies, sort of. And then he comes back a couple seasons later as God. And it's neat, and then they solve all of his problems and send him away, and then he comes back kind of pissed off, and then he just fucks with everything. And after that, like, it gets... You would think it's ridiculous, but the way they
No, it
wrote
sounds like
Chuck,
a really cool idea.
they did awesome in the last couple seasons, allowing him to do whatever he wanted. Like, and then there's this whole, like...
So where does the show end? Are they dead?
Oh my god, how is the last episode go? We binged the last 7 episodes together, me and Drew and I.
Didn't they go to heaven or something?
Oh yeah, Dean goes to heaven, Sam goes on to live a life.
Okay.
Dean gets the car in heaven and goes has a beer with Bobby.
Just like James Dean.
No, James Dean lived and is in a new movie with a dog. They're just de-aging him. Fake news.
That's true. James Dean is appearing in a new movie.
He is.
I've heard that.
I think we have a bongo time.
Oh, we hit that a while ago, but
Oh, okay,
let's do it anyway.
Sounds good. I know I need this stuff. Wow, did I just break down all of Supernatural? I didn't mean to. But, well, I wanted to if Drew was going to be here.
But one of them is now Soldier Boy. And he's going to crank that in The Boys Season 3. Then Superman, that whole...
So both of them only really did one other thing each that did anything, and one was in the remake of Friday the 13th. That was the other guy. I forget his name right now, Sam, but I can forget the actor's name. And Jensen Ackles was in My Bloody Valentine, a horrible 3D remake.
Oh, I've heard how bad that was.
It's so bad it's worth watching.
So it's the right amount of bad?
Sort of.
Like Slender Man?
No, other way. Like, I feel like it's almost a shot-for-shot remake of the original My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, speaking of horror type stuff, I've been
You know
watching.
the whole table's off camera, and the reason I put it there was...
I'm so like that. The Back Rooms. I keep watching YouTube. If you haven't heard about the Back Rooms, it's kind of a cool horror concept.
Okay, so the Backrooms started a few years back
I
in
remember
Reddit
it.
threads and other places.
I remember when it started, and I thought it was cool. I've been following it for years.
But since January of this year or last year? Last year. January 2001.
Some channels done a great job.
Yeah, and they're really doing an awesome ARG with the Backrooms. It's really fun, but if you don't want to do the work of the ARG itself, go to Matt Pat's YouTube channel. Movie Theory, Film Theory, and check out his breakdown of the...
You know, I find his breakdowns pretty good, but the video series is so short so far. You don't really need his in-depth analysis.
No, you can watch them all and then go watch his
Yeah.
thing if you don't want to play the game. Like, you have to rewatch them, you have to decode stuff, you have to...
Oh, he's...
You know what I mean? There's a whole ARG around it, and
Yeah.
you can get deeper into it, but he just breaks that stuff down
It
for
didn't
you.
seem super complicated, but at the same time, he does a good job.
Every ARG is a little complicated. You've got to break out sound equipment. You've got to, like, something like, I don't want to do that, man. I just want to watch a fun video.
Anyway, it's a cool concept. And the back rooms are just this creepy looking, like, abandoned office building that seems to go on forever. And
Yeah.
it changes in subtle ways, and there's things there. And
But it goes deeper than that, and there's some news stories in the real world that talk about why it's probably there, and like I'm pretty sure we can just watch it all
in
on
a
here.
world of everything that's rehashes and reboots, it's like, oh my god, this is an original idea again. Like, or at least
Yeah,
they
it's at
spin
the
on
core of
something
an
I've never seen.
evil corporation attempting to make infinite storage space.
That's their specific interpretation
Yes.
of it. But the Backrooms is a bigger idea than that. This is just one channel's idea of it.
I've heard it's the best interpretation, or probably just the only one that's taken the time to go this.
I
deep
feel
with
like
it.
it's a bit like Slender Man, where everyone's like, "Hey, you can't claim how it works exactly. We all want our
No.
own interpretation of it."
Or they're just first one to make content on it, and they will set the standard.
Oh, it's been around for so long and in so many ways. My Minecraft survival world has had a little Backrooms area for years. I've lost it. I'm not sure I can find it again. My world's pretty big.
The way Destiny is taking up too much time, I can't rebuy Minecraft. I can get lost in Minecraft for like 8 hours.
The new update's coming out in a few days, and I'm so tempted to load it up again. I've been looking into stuff and playing around a bit. I haven't touched my world in a few months. I've been playing it for 10 years.
I'd be starting from scratch again, which is fine because I just put on God mode and build endlessly.
And I play the same survival world for more than a decade.
I have built underground palaces, and I have no idea where they were in my world.
I remember finding this area in my world once. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I built this whole little area underground. That's why I keep them all in one world.
I wanted to show my another nephew, my underwater palace that I built. And it took me like a good half hour of looking around to find it. Like, there's only so much water in my world, and it just took me forever to find my palace. I'm bad at that stuff. But it's fun to just drop in and build stuff.
There's a guy on YouTube where, in the Minecraft world, from an old beta version, or one of the first versions, you go out far enough and there's a rounding point error and floating point. It's very technical, but at some point the Minecraft world falls apart, and the gap because there's a slight space between blocks. And when you go out millions of blocks, it becomes so large you can start to fall through because of a rounding error. And there's a guy on YouTube who's been running for years. He streams a couple times a month, and he's been running to the edge for like 7 years, and he'll get there in like another 16.
It had like defined bounds.
I believe it's the size of an integer or something. It's like 400 million blocks or 4 billion.
But I thought you can only go up like 800 or down 800 and up.
There's a height limit and a floor limit, but you can go out to the sides for.
That's why I can't
ever.
find anything.
You can go forever, kind of.
Does it loop?
No.
So it's always geographically different in each direction.
Yeah, that's how you go exploring, and you can nowadays you can go basically forever. I think it's like 2 to the 32, which is 4 billion. I can give you the whole number. It's nerdy.
Like there's been times where I've gone underground and just chipped away in a direction and then built something and then went back up. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I did, where it is. Which is awesome, which is why I'd like to get back into my old world. But I'll just start from scratch and do it the same way.
Yeah, but God mode's cheating. You need to mine the materials and then build with them.
No, I just want to make pretty things.
Oh, my stuff's ugly, but it works.
I don't make mechanical things. I just build gigantic structures.
Me too.
Like an architect. I just want to be an architect in there and build fun stuff.
I'll bring in a picture of my... I've been digging a hole for like 3 years.
Physics don't matter there.
Oh, it's got its own physics in Minecraft.
Yeah, but they're pretty loose and fun.
No, they follow the perfect rules of programming. They're very They're as predictable as the real world.
No, I
but idealized.
That you can put a block attached to a block and it holds structure no matter what. So I can just put a line of blocks infinitely, and at no point does it become
gravity. But it's still following its own rules of physics.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just whenever I think about the fact that I can infinitely make a line and stand at the end of it, and it just ignores, cantilever.
But see, that's the idea of the simulation. We're in a simulation, and whoever's running us, they might look at our physics and go, "Look at how ridiculous it is what they're doing." Like stuff falls towards the center of the earth, that's towards other mass. That's crazy.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
But that's the same idea you're expressing with the Minecraft. How?
But we're not in a simulation.
Of course we are.
Then why aren't you typing?
Oh, Scotty, I mean, I could stream my world. I got a lot of stuff to show off in it.
Oh, I don't think unless we're gonna be raiding together, I don't know. Actually, I was paying attention to Twitch last night while gaming. I don't think I can stream gaming.
A lot of times you listen to the streamer talk. I'm just not a big talker alone.
Well then, okay, so if you brought your laptop here, we could physically occupy one window and play together.
You're talking Destiny?
Yeah.
Barry's obsessed with Destiny too.
Well, I mean, it's a way that I would stream gaming, but
I spent 1.5 years playing Destiny 2. A lot. The way you're playing.
It's fun.
It's very fun.
I keep getting caught in places that you can't do anything, and I'm like, why am I allowed to go here then? This is fucking annoying. Like, I venture all around an area, and I'm like, there's bounds that don't make sense, because, I can see what's on the other, you just hit, a wall that isn't there.
I'm curious now if Scotty plays survival or creative. And no judgment. You can play whatever you want. You play creative.
You just judge.
But hardcore survival's where it's at, if you're a Java player. I'm not Java.
You just judged me.
I know.
And you're like, no, Scotty, I won't judge you.
But the thing is, there's a million modes, too. You can be playing PvP. You can play Skyblock and all that.
What?
There's a ton of different things you can do in Minecraft.
There's only 2 things you could do the last time I played it.
Oh, and with mods and stuff, it's
Oh,
infinite.
but I was also on a cracked copy, so I couldn't go on any servers or anything. I just played the game locally.
And then people make games within Minecraft where it's almost like you're in an amusement park, and then there's mini games, and you do all kinds of crazy stuff.
You go adopt a Minecraft baby?
Oh, I have total pets that I have to take care of and feed, and I have whole farms of all kinds of
And
animals.
soon you'll replace Betsy with a digital animal, and then you'll get that digital
There's
animal.
so many times I feel bad where I'm like, I'm taking care of my digital animals. My dog's right here.
I feel the same sometimes. Oh.
Oh, it's our good friend, Spam.
Everything worked for a while. Oh, wait, we gotta go over here. Oh, wait, I changed it.
I'm not sure we can do anything about them. Oh, hey Didi, Digipets. We were talking about Tamagotchis earlier today.
I secretly really wanted one
Me
when
too.
my stepsister had
Not
one.
secretly.
She was, like 5 years, 6 years younger than me.
We have a friend that takes care of Tamagotchis.
Who?
Jordy.
Oh, right, she does.
Like currently, she's got one. She's got a couple.
I thought they were funny, but like they weren't entertaining enough to keep my attention, so I would have killed it anyways. And I may have once poked the button in the back of hers.
To reset it? You bastard. You can't. Oh my god, that's evil.
I murdered a
That's
digital
evil.
pet.
Oh,
I didn't think she'd mind that much.
I would be crushed. I'm crushed right now.
She was apparently upset as well. Oh, I just realized that I'm a mod and I'm the one that can fix it.
Yeah, but maybe some people want some prawn.
No, they really don't. Nor should we offer it.
Oh, we could make Scott a mod there too.
High
Corn.
user on this channel. This user's messages will be hidden. Oh, they won't disappear off our screen, but did they disappear off there? They did. Right?
I'm not sure.
No, they didn't.
Don't feed the trolls.
They're
That's
supposed to be just like they're not on this one anymore. I'll watch on YouTube now. See, that's how we can fix that. I can just watch on YouTube and fix it when it happens.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Where is that corn one from? That's
Oh,
why I
it's-
put popcorn up.
It's just an actual emoji.
Yeah, I searched through them, but I get bored after like the 7,000th one. But like, I that's why I use the popcorn thing. This is the closest one. I'm like, I'm lazy. This one works. But now we were talking about the emojis, so let's smoke another round of dabs, and I think we covered all of our topics now. Do you remember another one that I'm not thinking of?
Just Man the Boys 3, my favorite show. I'm so excited. Every year, I can't wait. It's really good. It's violent, it's gory, it's adult. Oh, shout out for the Sabrina Solo show.
I really
Friend
didn't
of
think
the
it would
channel.
take that long for you to notice. Neither of us are holding a guitar. It's
What?
just been up for a minute.
Oh.
You've looked at it, and it took you a minute to register.
I'm pretty high too, so
That's true.
check it out. The Sabrina Solo show if you're not following already. I think a lot of people here are.
It's like they're trying to make everyone bipolar. They're just feeding us stuff and like, all right, now you get nothing for a month and a half, and then like, here's everything all at once, and then you get nothing for a couple months. And like,
It's some AI understanding our need and how we'll spend the most money or be most addicted to it. And it's working. And we acknowledge it. We can't do anything about it.
well, it's making good content though.
Well, The Boys is the best. Yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying everything we're watching. I'm being hypercritical of Obi-Wan because it's a sacred property.
Yeah.
But like Ewan McGregor, no matter what,
Sacred.
it is.
I know, but it's silly to say Star Wars. is
How much do
sacred
those
too.
first three movies mean to all of pop culture? How much do those first three movies
Quite a
mean?
bit. Yeah.
Without those films, you and I wouldn't be sitting here getting high on the internet.
They had a big part of it. Yeah. They were part of it.
Yo, a major part of it.
A major part, for sure. I remember being confused why Han Solo was also Indiana Jones when I was a kid.
You're always telling me stories that make you sound like a smart kid, and then you say stuff like, "No, I'm joking."
Well, my dad would mess with me too when I'd try and get these questions answered.
Oh, he tell you yes.
he would make up a story explaining them as like the same thing. Like he's like, well, he's an archaeologist in his off time. He lands on a planet and does that for a while. And he would do stuff like that to me all the time.
That's awesome.
Anything I tried to ask, he would do stuff like that.
That's fantastic.
Well, not when you're trying to learn something and you like believe it at face value, literally.
I mean,
And you're gullible.
yeah, but he taught you something else.
Don't trust anyone.
Don't be as gullible. If it sounds too good to be true and sounds too ridiculous, you should probably ask some questions.
He would just teach me stuff wrong, like not even with a point, just to mess with me. Like I remember throwing bubblegum out the window and asking. He told me this whole story about a bubblegum tree growing there. It's like when we come back, it'll. I still remember it. It was on the way to Banff.
How old were you?
Grade 1 or 2.
Yeah, you're supposed to tell kids that stuff.
Yeah, but I believed it for like 20 years.
Okay, that's on you, not him. You had time to check this out.
I got a degree in physics to figure this sort of stuff out.
You had time to check out if there was a bubblegum tree between grade 1 and grade 21. You went to school a lot.
At some point in there, it became, hey, maybe bubblegum doesn't grow on trees.
I remember asking a much older cousin what grade she was in while she was at college. They just
Well, it
continue,
still works out. Technically, I went to grade 18.
Didn't you go to like 12 years of post-secondary school?
No, you always seem to think I did
I
all
don't know
this.
why.
I crammed 2 degrees into 5 years.
That might be the conversation that if you'd done them in linearly, it would have taken that long.
I did just want to believe it's totally true, and my thinking kept being, if my belief's true, then I can ask any question of it, and it'll prove to be right.
Ooh, hashtag toddler lungs.
Toddler lungs.
Yeah.
Baby crew.
No, like just hit a dab and continued the conversation right afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah. So
That was a good one.
hashtag toddler lungs.
okay. I'm growing up. Man, Scotty, I wanted to believe in everything. I'm like, oh, I'll find out how ghosts work and how you can measure for them. Hey, where's werewolves? Where's Bigfoot? And then you take physics and do all this math and stuff. You're like, it's all fake.
Listen, we had to take a poll one night, and we figured out that you have like 4% left somewhere in you for the potential change in opinion if new science comes out to test for ghosts. It was a long conversation, but I think that's where we landed. 4%. I'm making numbers up.
I would like to go to like the most haunted place on Earth. Set up temperature things everywhere in a grid. Cameras, night sight, every type of spectrum.
If we're gonna go there and do that,
Sound measurement.
they'll like watch our VOD and then like use lasers to set off specific pinpoints and fuck with your data. I've already figured out how to like screw with your data in advance, so like I kind of want to go with them and fuck with his data.
Well, no, I'm not going to bring you.
I'm joking. I wouldn't. I'd give you like so many nights of not doing it that eventually I'd have to screw with one night, and then tell you at the end. I wouldn't let you. Like,
Ideally, I'd be able to figure it out that you had done it.
Big Bang Theory covers this. They're all stuck at the North Pole searching for
They mess with Sheldon.
mono.
I know I'm not going to find
monopoles?
anything. It'd just be fun to do.
Monopoles?
That's there's no such thing as a monopole, but it's
Yes.
we would love to have one if we could.
So they fucked with his data because he got really annoying, and that was that or kill him. Because they were stuck in the
So they
Arctic,
made him think he discovered monopoles?
so that they could just get the fuck out of there. And then he published it, and like they were talking about like they were Nobel Prize in physics and shit. And then he had to tell everybody that it was false readings. They were
but see, realistically, he would be able to measure it right away and go, oh wait, I don't have it.
It's all for the. It's all.
I
for the
know, I'm
camera.
just picking on the show.
You didn't watch the show.
I did it for the first few seasons.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I always think that you didn't watch any of it. But that was when he leaves and then comes back and kisses Penny, and
But we've
then
been
it's
through this.
awkward.
Their blackboards have real stuff, and I've looked at it, and I don't always understand it all. But I'm like, at
But then
least somebody
but
that knows stuff wrote this.
Then I put in context what it's about, and you're like, okay. Because, like, the one you showed, I'm like, oh, and that he's trying to figure out life expectancy based on a bunch of weird variables.
And I think I had figured out something that would describe something like that,
Yeah.
so it matched.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was for.
So that show had, but again,
But they have just real college
and that's also
graduates.
why Simpsons get it right, and
Yeah.
Futurama get it right, and Family Guy gets it right. When it's important, they get it right, because they all have, like, there's like multiple mathematicians on The Simpsons.
It just blows my mind. No one on the Stranger Things set goes, "Hey, go ask so and so. They're good at this stuff."
No, but they clearly have someone that played D&D passionately, and no, I mean, but past that, like everything else they're doing is really legit. They might just be telling the kids to show emotion.
I gotta say though, that D&D was so much fun.
Yeah, exactly right. Like that guy played it out well as the dungeon master. He was emotive. He was emotional.
And the kids all reacted in a fun way.
Like, I'd want him as a DM.
Oh, and their setting was perfect, like the dark room and like the whole atmosphere.
So, in the light of that, do you want to play?
No.
Not at all?
No, I played so much when I was a kid. Big surprise. And
So did I. That's why I want to play again. Oh, it's such a commitment, though. You're right.
yeah, it's such a commitment.
Well, less commitment for me. Like, when I DM, I don't do what you do.
Well, I was
Like,
a total rules nerd and would memorize the books. Yeah.
Honestly, I became a DM after reading about a quarter of the first Dungeon Master's Guide, and went, I get the general idea, but I'm just going to make up my own rules because it's way more fun.
Oh no, I loved following the book. I thought it was my precursor to realizing physics was the rules of the real world. The way the D&D Dungeon Master's Guide was the rules of Forgotten Realms.
It was fucking fantasy, so make up your fantasy and go.
To me, it was more like, oh, I can figure out how often
Oh, and I loved
they
playing.
encounter monsters in the wilderness versus a urban setting.
I loved playing that. As
I
a
didn't
player,
enjoy the
I'm
acting, the role playing.
It's like half of it.
I mean,
Did
it
you never
all
have a
it-
DM like that guy?
I never played the character. I was always the DM.
Oh no, that's okay. So you have to do both, so you can better yourself as a DM. You have to play campaigns so you can see it from a different light
All my
and be more
friends
creative.
were super creatives, so they really appreciated me doing all the rules strictly like a mathematician type guy would.
That sounds opposite to what they would enjoy.
No, but
if they
then
were
they
super
got
creative.
they filled in all the rest. Like they took care of everything. You know, I did my
Oh.
bit.
So for them, it was more like playing a video game.
They got to do all the fun acting, and then whenever something required rules, I'd step in and do it all, and they didn't have to worry about it.
But you never did any voices. You had to do multiple.
I did some of that, but I didn't like it as much. And they were all
That's why I was good at it. Like, because you have to build a scene for people, and you get them really high, and then build a scene.
Oh, we didn't do any drugs or drink or
Yeah, I
anything.
know. That's where you're going wrong. That's why that
No.
other stuff's so fun. You smoke a bit of weed, and
Were they doing any of that in Stranger Things? No.
they're 12.
I was 16.
Yeah, that's roughly when I was playing it too. Like, I played from like 15 to like 18.
15. Yeah, that's about me too, actually.
And I played. Oh, but then I played again from
Maybe
like.
a bit more.
Wow, fuck! How old was I? Then I played again from like 19. I took like a year off, and then I met new people that played, and I'm like, they played pretty
Have
way
you checked
stricter.
out Critical Role, which is streaming of Dungeons and Dragons people playing? It's like one of
No.
those popular things.
I know, and that's why I asked if you wanted to play, because Jake wants to play and film it. I'm like, all right, then we'd have to do it here. But we could, with the extra cameras and stuff, do D&D. But I like dungeon masters that are creative and fun.
I'm
So you
not
should
that.
play a character for the first time.
It's not my thing anymore.
I think you'd enjoy playing a character. It's fun.
Maybe, but I don't think it's for me anymore.
All right.
But man was had a big part of my life for a while.
I'm going to start shaming you and Ryan into doing things by making commands now.
I still have my 6 dice that you need for it.
Watch Discord for all of Barry's
Die.
new commands.
Anyway, I think we're
Yeah, we
winding
are.
down.
We are definitely winding down. Those dabs got us well. I do miss D&D, and I hope you will change your mind and maybe
miss
say you'll
DD?
play. No,
She's
D&D.
right there.
But we do want to
With some
thank.
of my favorite emotes. I love those sharks.
We do want to thank DD for joining us.
And Scotty and everyone else lurking. And
Yeah,
Gutter and Calminod were here earlier.
Kevin.
Kevin, of course. It's always great to have Kevin. We got a
The,
Kevin command.
Kevin's the great man who.
The Hawaiian Connection. Discovered the spiky sled.
There you go. Yeah, like I am really high, and that's I am disseminating.
Scotty, there's no
Disseminating all
emote
over the
mimics here.
place.
I'm not emote mimicking this twerking shark right now.
And you know what? I think you should. I'll mimic the corn. Done. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Fair exchange.
Yeah, I think it is. You should mimic the shark now. Got him to do it. I hope someone clips it.
That's when Gutter Mofo shows up with his little emote. He's like, I'm still here.
What was I going to make you watch the first episode of?
Nothing. I'm going home.
No, The Bad Batch. Because yeah,
Glad you guys liked it.
You need to see The Bad Batch.
No, I
'Cause
don't
we are
need to see
absolutely covering it when it comes out, and that's like next month. You have to. I have watched all your suggestions.
it. No one made you.
It was in cooperation and in agreement.
I know.
The Bad Batch is so good, and it's only like 6 episodes.
I gotta say, Leahy seems to be really excited about it too.
And like, you don't have to watch, although it's a good idea to watch their episodes from, and you know, that could be the compromise on Clone Wars, is just watch the Bad Batch's episodes, which are like 4 of them.
There's 4 Bad Batch?
No, there's 7 Bad Batch episodes on their own, but there's another 4 that I think they're part of throughout the entirety of the Clone Wars. Maybe only 3.
Is Bad Batch like when they made the plastic figurines of the toys and they're all miscast and melted or disfigured?
No, this is them changing specific genetic markers.
Of the clones.
Yeah, to see where
Oh.
they go. So like one's big and tank like. Think of everybody you want in a crew for a raid in WoW.
So a tank, a DPS, a
Yeah.
support.
You got tech support. You have
and they're
a
all
sniper.
They're all Jango Fett.
Sort of. They all alter their appearance a lot, and then there's a story in Clone Wars where one of you know who Rex is, right?
No.
The clone that was always with Obi-Wan Kenobi, like in the movies. Rex is in the movies. He's like General Rex. He runs the 501st. He hands Obi-Wan Kenobi his lightsaber in the second one or the third one.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
What? No,
I
what
don't
are you-
know. I don't remember the details. of
He's
these.
a stormtrooper
Okay.
in the third movie. Anyways, he's like, "You'll need this, sir." Like he plays okay, and again, I'm confusing it because in the cartoon he plays a massive role. In the movies, he plays a medium role.
So that's why I probably don't remember it.
But if I showed you the scene, you're like, "Oh yeah," like he's always with Anakin and
Okay.
Obi-Wan. Anyways, yeah, so they all, one of the guys from Rex's platoon gets left behind, and he was kind of like Radar. He was the guy with all the information,
Okay.
and they torture him, like the clone army or the droid army like tortures him and like makes him look all Darth Vader-ish and shit. And then the Bad Batch fix him, so like he's all gray and has like parts attached to him and shit, like a Borg.
Are you spoiling the show for me?
No, you see this all in like the first 10. Okay, everyone saw this before watching this show because they watched Clone Wars.
Everyone.
But yes, we're gonna go watch it right now. You can't just. We gotta move cars around too.
Yeah.
Oh, we had to park. But anyways, that was. Sorry that always gets so off topic, but
That's
Thank
what
you for joining
Stoner
us.
Show's about.
let's Thank you to our sponsors. We did forget again to bring up the graphics.
And thanks for hanging out, guys, like all night. I realize this is silly, but we appreciate it.
We do like you guys. And again, we're doing Incoherence, Blank
geez.
Man, and Everything, Everywhere,
All the time.
all the time.
As we'll be reviewing those on Monday. Thanks to the lurkers.
And we'll give you guys till Wednesday to watch The Boys. We're not saying we're not going to talk about it on Monday, but we're going to deep dive it on Wednesday.
Celebration.
So there'll be some...
Thanks, Scotty.
There'll be some comments on The Boys at least on Monday, but we'll keep it spoiler free. Okay, can we agree to that?
Spoiler
Keep
free
Monday spoiler free.
of
The Boys. We'll talk about it. We're gonna keep it spoiler free.
no! I gotta talk about the boys.
No, but like we'll be able to talk about it without going too deep, and then Wednesday we'll deep dive. We got to give everyone an opportunity.
Night DD as well.
This used to be all your thing about not spoiling shit for people. Now you're like, fuck them, spoil it all.
If there's only one episode of the boys, though, everyone's gonna watch it by Monday.
I hope, but some people got work. Not everyone consumes content at our level. There's a lot of Twitch going on too.
The people that watch this type of stuff are on the ball. Like, waiting a week for something that might as well have been 3 years ago.
All right, tell you what. We had a poll tonight. I don't know if it worked. I don't know how to tell about the poll. So
Well, I don't think we enabled it. It was just we preset it up and never ran it.
Oh, I thought I hit go. Like I thought I. Oh, so apparently we forgot to set go on it. But we'll run a poll on Monday to see who has seen it, and by the time we get to the point of talking about
That's
it, if
true.
it's the majority, and I mean 51-49. I don't care. Majority rules. Will be
Well,
like
if
the
it's that close.
for first past the post.
Have fun being a vampire. Playing V Rising. Man, I gotta put more mats in the game.
I'm gonna after I'm done moving cars around. I'm gonna check if my dog. No, I can't play Destiny tonight. I gotta drive tomorrow. All right.
Oh, this guy fucks. Hey, man, welcome back. We're
We're
heading
actually
out.
just shutting her down.
So a little bit more for this guy.
Yeah, I'll drop.
Sorry,
in some
man.
donuts.
Nice to see you again, though.
Yeah, we're now able to show comments across board without touching stuff. Although I feel like I miss talking directly to chat more often, but you're right, it derailed me a lot. Not that I ever stay on topic now. I'm always too fucking high to stay on topic.
Oh, but it's so nice not to have to click on every comment.
If I could stand listening to my own voice, I would love to go back and check mark all the times I just stop where I'm going because I absolutely forget what the fuck I was talking about.
That's what the show's all about.
I think there would be a very great reel of. That was a really big piece I just put in there, but that's okay.
We'll ask the AI to make that collage of clips for you. They will be able to search through all the content in the past and do that.
True enough.
It'll give it directions that vague, but it'll be able to understand them and execute them properly. We're getting there. That was a huge dab. Holy crap.
It's still going. All right, we're gonna send you over to our friend 420 Sesh, and anything you'd like to add?
Just good night, everyone. Thanks again.
As always, stay tuned and stay lifted.
And the raid will commence in a moment.
Soon, yeah. I keep forgetting that takes a second.
I know,
You
you're
really
always
actually
so
just
on top.
click it and.
Now you can.
And get your picks ready because next week we'll on Monday we'll take probably another fan pick into the mix.
Yeah.
I like taking fan picks.
Yeah, it's been working out.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Hi YouTube. I hope everyone's having fun on YouTube. Thank you for joining us tonight. I can't see the stop button, so I have to pull this down like that. There we go. Again, thanks for joining us, and we will.